Austin ISD Thursday Night Football on SHN Sports, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Broadcast also made possible in part by Frost Bank, Georgetown Shirt Company, and Rob Hip Insurance. And now, on to the field for tonight's game.
Live from Burger Stadium in beautiful Austin, Texas, Austin ISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry, is on the air. Tonight, we'll see who soars the highest as the Cedar Creek Eagles come into town from Bastrop to take on the Akins Eagles in a 5A, 6A rematch of a really good game last year out in Bastrop, Texas. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the broadcast. Brad Tillery here with you this evening. Scotty Martin doing the colors. Scotty, pleasure to have you up here. I know you typically are very familiar with this Cedar Creek team doing their ball games. Big recruit on their side. A big season, though, last year for Cedar Creek. Really a step forward, going 4-6. And most people may not realize this, missing out on the playoffs by 1 point.
Yeah, very true, very true. Yeah, it was a turning point in a kind of a new chapter in Cedar Creek athletics. You know, fourth year under Coach Edwards. It's really starting to pan out and show up.
Yeah, Cedar Creek had gone 1-9 the previous 3 seasons before. A 4-6 record last year. 3-4 in the district. I mentioned they missed the playoffs by 1 point, lost to rival Bastrop. I believe the final score was 29-28 in that ball game, and that was the difference between going to the playoffs or not. Bastrop was the fourth place team.
It was, and we had them spotted by about 14 going into the fourth, and they come back and converted and did what they were supposed to do in the fourth quarter.
Also for Cedar Creek, as we continue to set this ball game up for you, they got 16 returning starters from last year's team. The big name, though, Alfred Collins, a defensive end being heavily recruited by some of the top programs in the nation. Texas, Texas A&M, LSU, Alabama, Penn State, Texas Tech. The names go on. What can we expect to see out of him? Well,
he is a dominant athlete, and all the recruiting magazines and everything I've seen has got him a little shy of what he really is. He's really about 6'6", 275, and what he really picked up, what I've noticed year over year, was motor. His motor and his drive has changed dramatically from this year to last year, and he was a dominant force last year, and now he's going to set, of course, all the Cedar Creek records. But yeah, he's going to get to pick and choose where he goes to school.
Cedar Creek trying to avenge a loss to Akins last year, 23-13. They're off to a 1-0 start this season, a 47-0 victory last week over Northeast College Prep. Some of you are like, who is that school? Well, they used to be known as the Reagan Raiders, and you'll actually see them later on this year here on Thursday Night Football, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. On the Akins Eagles side of the house, 6A District 25 team, they're also 1-0, an identical 47-0 win last week over Crockett. First shutout in school history for Akins. And, you saw these guys last year. What can we expect to see from them?
They're a good team, and they play in a very tough division with Bowie and some of the likes of the big 6A South Austin kind of powerhouses.
They're in that Lake Travis, Westlake, Anderson. I mean, it's a really, really tough district they play in.
It really is. So don't take their credit for granted. They play in a super tough division. There are a lot of talented kids.
4-6 last year for the Akins Eagles. Most wins for them since 2015. Just 2-6 in the district, though, although, as we mentioned, it's just a tough district that they play in. They did beat 5A Crockett last week, outgained Crockett 379 yards to 144. Quarterback Rocco DeGilia, 11 of 25 in that game, a couple of touchdowns thrown, and 190 yards through the air. So really an interesting matchup tonight between 5A school and a 6A school. We actually expect to be pretty close and tight ball game all night long.
Yeah, I think we match up pretty well. I mean, we're kind of a 1,600 kid enrollment 5A school, and I didn't check Akins enrollment. But about the program started about the same time. Neither one of them are long-time Austin teams, which you would think of like Bastrop or like Bowie. So they're both relatively new. So it'll be an interesting game.
Well, we're going to step aside here, folks. Let you hear from some of our great sponsors. When we come back, we'll have kickoff of Week 2 of the Austin ISD Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry. Cedar Creek taking on Akins here at Burger Stadium. Stick around.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown or online at georgetownjewelry.com. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Welcome back into the broadcast, folks. Brad Tillery and Scotty Martin here with you tonight from Burger Stadium in downtown Austin, South Austin, I should say. We're going to step aside as the color guard comes on the field, let you hear the national anthem. When we come back from that, we'll have kickoff tonight between Cedar Creek and Akins here on Austin ISD Thursday Night Football's Game of the Week, presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry. Well, a good job there by the Akins band as the national anthem has been played. Color guard coming towards the press box here. And we are set to play some football tonight between Cedar Creek and Akins. Should be a really good ball game as these two teams come in 1-0 apiece, each of them pitching identical 47-0 shutouts last week. Akins shutting out Crockett, where Cedar Creek shut out Northeast College Prep up at that game was actually in Bastrop last week as these two teams get set. For the Akins Eagles, they will wear the white jerseys tonight, trimmed out in blue with the blue numerals as well, almost an Indianapolis Colts look if you're kind of thinking about jerseys. As for the Akins Eagles, well, they will wear the dark navy uniforms, trimmed out in a bit of a gold color, that same bronzish type gold on the pants with the navy blue socks, navy helmets, and the the goldish-looking colors on the jerseys as well for the numerals. Almost looks like a Notre Dame type look if you're actually kind of trying to figure out what it would come apart as. Two teams getting ready to go here tonight as the cheerleaders leave the field. Glad to have you guys along here on AISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry. We'll be here with you all season long on Thursday night. Next week, actually coming up, we'll preview Eastside Memorial taking on Juan Navarro. That game also down here at Burger Stadium. I believe Steven Strong and Carl Schoening will be on that broadcast call next week, as I will be out of town. But I'll be on most of these with you folks. We look forward to it all season. And then, Scotty, we also want to welcome you and Cedar Creek to the network here on SHN this year.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we had joined this year coming over from another company, and we really just felt like the platform was right for us, and Rob's been good to us, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to following you guys all season long, and the tough district that you're in, and the march to hopefully your playoff berth this year.
Hopefully so.
All right, Cedar Creek will kick off, moving right to left as the sun falls here behind us tonight. Looking out, it's kind of a nice view from right here on the top of Burger Stadium, looking out all the way to downtown Austin, where the hotels are full and the tailgating is already beginning in full force with LSU and Texas in town. And I know the game day truck was rolling in today, too. One of our Nathan Height, who works on our SHN network as a producer-engineer, actually posted a picture of that as he was in Georgetown earlier today. Kicking it off here for Cedar Creek, it's Christian Diaz. Foot meets leather. We're on their way. And end-over-end kick received at the 6-yard line. Coming back up the middle. Just waiting for a block at the 20, out to the 25, and that's where the returner will be taken down. Appear to be number 24 with the return for Akins, and that is Jay-Sean Upton, a sophomore wide receiver. So it'll be 1st and 10. Akins moving left to right as you watch tonight. Carl Schoening up here in the booth, running the board and all the technical stuff and the camera for us tonight to make our life just a little bit easier. It'll be Rocco DeGilia, the starting quarterback here for Akins this evening. Although, I don't see him out there. It looks to be a different number. Oh, that is Rocco. They've got him out here twice. So he's wearing number 44. At quarterback, not something you see too much. Got a man to his left, 2 receivers up top, 1 on the near side. They will run the draw inside, hand it off out to the 20, and will not go anywhere. A beautiful tackle by Ian Flowers, taking down Nathan Davis as Davis was trying to squirm away, a loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, Ian Flowers is a heck of a good defensive end, and that happens a lot. You kind of run away from Alfred Collins and don't realize how good Ian is.
You just said to run away. I asked the Akins coaches staff earlier, what's their plan to deal with Collins tonight? And they literally said, we're going to run the other way from him. But, Flowers on the other side, no small potato himself.
No, he's not.
2nd and 13, 4 wide receivers set. Snap back, throw on the way. It is caught at the 24, but only a pickup of a few yards there by Michael Ibarra. Actually, that is Antonio Lopez, excuse me. Some of the numerals on the back there get a little tricky for Akins. It'll bring up 3rd and long here, about 9 yards to go.
Yeah, tackled by Reggie Smith. He's was 2nd in tackles last year for us at linebacker.
3rd down, 9 to go here for Akins. 3 wide receivers set at the top, 1 on the near side at the bottom, all by his lonesome. Ball on the near hash mark on the right side. DeGilia takes the snap. Will throw to the right side. He will take the one-on-one coverage. He goes up and catches it. Greg Borgeson making the catch. That'll be a 19-yard gain and a potential first down, although there's laundry on the field on the far side right at the line of scrimmage. Call will go against Cedar Creek, so the play stands. It's 1st down for Akins.
Yeah, he had man coverage here on the near side, and he just threw it to where only his taller receiver could get it. It was just a really good play for Akins.
So DeGilia just throws one up to his big receiver out there. And Borgeson, the senior, came down with it. Rocco DeGilia, senior quarterback. They're going to rotate him and Quincy Welch, the junior, a decent bit tonight. Again, a 4 wide receiver set with Davis in the backfield. They will fake the handoff, throw far side. It is complete to Lawrence Brown. He'll make a couple of tackles across the 50 and into Cedar Creek territory, a pickup of 6 on 1st down.
Yeah, good little bubble screen there by Akins to take advantage of some blockers.
Ball on the far left hash mark, 3 wide receivers near side. 1 man all the way up top by his lonesome. That's Lawrence Brown. DeGilia takes the snap, Fakes the handoff, rolling right. He's got a man. It's caught by Caden Adam, and he'll get out to the 40. And that'll be another first down for Akins.
Yeah, come out one pass and now one rush and now 6 passes for Akins. They're going to try to take advantage of the mismatch at the wide receiver positions.
Well, the quick passes, too, help negate Alfred Collins on the pass rush on the outside.
They do.
1st and 10, ball at the Cedar Creek 40. DeGilia claps for it, takes the snap, hands off up the middle to Nathan Davis, right into the pile. And that was stuffed pretty quickly by the Cedar Creek defense, a pickup of 2 on the play.
Yeah, Cade Edwards on the stop again. What I feel like probably the most underrated player maybe in Central Texas. He was a league MVP last season at middle linebacker. He's a coach's son, just a really knowledgeable kid, and plays and has a good nose for the ball.
Hey, you mentioned him earlier today off air about if he was a couple of inches taller, folks be lining up, knocking down his door at the college level, you think?
Yeah, he's got all the tools, just needs a little height.
All-district player last year.
Mm-hmm.
Full wide receiver set here, 2 on each side for Akins. DeGio calls for the snap, fakes the handoff, throws across the middle. It's behind his intended receiver, Caden Adam, and incomplete. That brings up 3rd down and a long 8, short 9, depending on how you want to call it.
Yeah, slant play there, and he found an opening in the zone, in Cedar Creek's defensive zone, and just threw behind him.
So 3rd down and 8 here for Akins. They need to get just past the 31, so realistically they need the 30-yard line here. In motion goes the big tight end, Antonio Lopez. Out to the far side. DeGilia with the snap, throws near side again, and going up for it one more time, and coming down is Greg Borgeson. That's the 2nd time this drive. They've just thrown a jump ball to the tall receiver on the near side. 2nd time he's come down with a 3rd down conversion for the catch.
Yeah, he looks like he's got about a foot on Damian Perez, our cornerback there, and he's just not turning around and looking at the ball. Coach will make that adjustment here in a minute.
Just outside the red zone, ball at the 21, 1st down here for Akins. DeGilia fakes the handoff, and he will be taken down in the backfield. Josh Garza with the tackle, but really credit everyone on the defensive line. They got to DeGilia and the running back Davis right at the mesh point and just nowhere to go with it.
They did, and that's the strength of our defense is in our center there, and the zone read run play is going to probably come up more like that than others tonight.
Well, it brings up 2nd and 11 after the 1-yard loss. That explains as well the quick throws to the outside. It just negates the strongest part of the defense here for Cedar Creek.
Correct.
In motion, Lopez to the left side. DeGilia calls for it, hands it off on the draw play to the near side to Davis. Across the 20, slips one tackle. Now across the 15, carrying a couple of defenders with him. He's down to the 11, and he's near a 1st down. I think he has enough for it.
And he does.
It will be a 1st down as the sticks move, and they are just outside the 10, so Akins can actually pick up another 1st down before they get to the end zone here.
They can. That was just a great block by number 72 for Akins. Ivan Martinez, he sealed that edge for that corner.
2nd time they've also run that hesitation draw coming back the other way. Setting up right behind DeGilia is Davis. They will fake the handoff, throw near side in the corner of the end zone. This time incomplete. Intended for Borgeson, but credit Damian Perez for getting his hand up there, and the junior knocked it away.
He did, but he still didn't turn around for the ball. Coach is going to make that adjustment. He's got to kind of start looking for that ball and not just face guarding the wide receiver. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back at him again here in the corner.
It'll be 2nd and 10 now for Akins. 7:32 to go in the opening frame. This is still the first drive of the ball game. DeGilia moving to his left will throw far side. It will be dropped in and out of the hands of Caden Adam. He had it, tried to make the turn a little earlier than he had the ball, and that caused the drop. 3rd down.
Yeah, I think he was looking to turn upfield before he ever got it in his hands, and that's pretty common of a young man. You say he was a sophomore or junior?
Caden Adams a senior.
Senior, okay.
Yeah. So 3rd and 10, they need to get just inside the 1 for a new set of downs. Do the Aiken Eagles? DeGilia calling for it, but now a slow play, trying to get Cedar Creek to maybe jump offside there. Cedar Creek in a 3-down formation. Now they'll send number 45, Josh Garza, down on the line as well. DeGilia takes the snap. Looking to go right. Does not. And taken down in the backfield. Alfred Collins coming off the edge. A flag came in as well.
I believe Cedar Creek got the ball.
Did they fumble that? It is. It is a fumble. I did not see the ball pop out. Good eyes there, Scotty, as I just flat missed it, but there is a flag down, so we'll see what happens.
I believe it's going to be holding on Akins, and it is.
Holding on Akins. That means Cedar Creek will keep the football after the fumble. Nobody's leaving the field yet, though.
Cade came away with it, but I think they may be saying he was down prior to the strip.
Well, but I thought I saw one of the referees point the other way. That's where I'm confused here.
You're correct. The original back judge did signal, and it is.
And it will be Cedar Creek football. Alfred Collins, credit him with the strip sack as he came off the edge. And that will end the drive for Akins. Cedar Creek kind of dodging a bullet because Akins was moving the ball well.
They were, and that's what he does. Last week he had 4 tackles, 3 of them for a loss, 2 of them were strip flags. So, and Cade Edwards on the recovery there. Again, just a very mindy player, just a very heads-up play by Cade to get on the ball and let the referee sort it out.
Well, junior quarterback Ty Pruitt leads Cedar Creek out on the field for the first time today on offense. He was 12 of 18 last week for 104 yards through the air and a touchdown. And Cedar Creek's 47-0 victory. 4 wide receivers set. Cut blocking at the inside and a pass outside complete to Javon Livingston. He'll get out to about the 15-yard line. Short gain there on first down, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, you're going to see very similar offenses tonight. It's mostly that zone read quarterback. If they take a snap under center, I'll be shocked. It's mostly shotgun formations and spread the field.
Dominique Mojica in the backfield. To the right of Pruitt. Pruitt fading back on the screen play. Got a man across the middle, complete to the 20, 25, out to the 30, and taken down from behind Javon Livingston. He was 1 tackle away from going the distance. Instead, a big pickup of 32 and a first down.
Yeah, the entire defense bid on that blitz, and they just picked him apart with the screen.
I said 32. Should be a 22-yard gain. Either way, or first down. Handoff to Mojica. Up the middle. He will cross the 40, little juke, and out to the 44-yard line. Good first down gain for him. A pickup of 7 are on the play.
Just a zone read up the middle. A handoff all the way more than likely.
Made by number 31, Jonathan Rodriguez.
Jonathan Rodriguez there with the tackle. For Akins, 4 wide receivers here as Cedar Creek's moving the ball well. In motion goes Colton Fitzka. He will take the handoff around the right side on the sweep play, a little pop pass, and he will get to about the 45, so about 30, 40 yards of running for a gain of 1.
Yeah, Colton Fitzhugh,
oh,
actually.
Excuse me, Fitzhugh.
Yep, Fitzhugh on the run there.
Number 9, Colton Fitzhugh on the carry for Cedar Creek.
3rd and 2 now. Ball at the far hash mark. 3 wide receivers on the near side. 1 at top for Cedar Creek. Akins bringing a little heat. Fake on the rushing attempt, and the ball was high and away from Fitzhugh. And actually off the hands. And a couple of attempts at an interception for Akins, so that'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, there's definitely a missed communication for Cedar Creek and almost an interception by Keshawn Butler.
So 4th and 2, and Cedar Creek will choose to punt it away as each team moves the ball well on their first drive, but neither come away with points. Yep. 5:34 to go in the opening quarter.
So we have Cedar Creek has 2 kickers. They'll actually run Christian Diaz and Shelby Morgan as kickers, and so that's Shelby.
So Shelby Morgan to punt for Cedar Creek. Trying to see who's back here for Akins. Unfortunately, can't see the number. No number on the shoulders like you would many times see, and there go the whistles, and I believe we do have a timeout here.
I think it was a delay of game.
Robert Mallett, by the way, the man that's deep for Akins.
Yeah, delay of game. Now they switch punters here. Christian's got a little bit better leg than Shelby.
Christian Diaz will kick it away from his own 40 here. Robert Mallett, the man deep at his own 25 right now for Akins. And now time will be called by Akins, and head coach Humberto Garza shaking his head on the near sideline after he had to call that one.
Yeah, non-contact foul. They couldn't get the guys off the field. That one hurts. That's a timeout. Coach is going to wish he had back later.
5:32 to go, opening quarter here tonight on Thursday Night Football. AISD's Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry. Brad Tillery and Scotty Martin here with you from Burger Stadium in South Austin. And Scotty, really, both teams kind of mirroring each other. As you said, the offenses look relatively similar. Both teams move the ball pretty well. Akins gaining about Cedar Creek getting about 35 yards on their first possession. Akins went about 65 on theirs before the strip sack fumble. And, when you initially see these first drives, it really looks like it's going to be what defense can make a play tonight.
You're very true. Defense, whoever makes that play could be the difference in this game. It really can.
Remember last year these two teams met at Cedar Creek. Akins with a 23-13 victory. Akins actually starts district play next week already. The very large 9-team district that they're in. Oh, here's the snap back. Punt is away. It's a nice spiraling punt, fielded around the 20-yard line by Mallett. Slipped through a couple of tackles. He's across the 30. He's got room on the near side. Out to the 40 with a convoy of blockers across the 50. Stutter steps to the 40 and pushed out of bounds by number 33, Reggie Smith. But a great return by Robert Mallett. He was able to pick up about 42 yards on that return. Akins will get the ball 1st and 10 from the Cedar Creek 38.
Yeah, Cedar Creek had some guys there to make the tackle, and he just made a fantastic play. And when he got around the edge, it was off to the races.
From the 36-yard line.
And that's one thing I know that Coach Edwards did not want to do, is get in the field battle where we're already starting out deep in our own end zone. Deep in our own territory, rather.
So Rocco DeGilia, the quarterback, 4 wide receivers here, 2 on each side, with Nathan Davis in the backfield with him. Davis takes the handoff right up the middle, got a hole across the 45, bounces out near side to the sideline to the 20, and pushed out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. Cade Edwards, the man finally knocking him out, but a pickup of about 16 on the play and a first down.
Just a fantastic block there by Nick Hall on that play to set that up, and then, of course, a couple of missed tackles for Cedar Creek didn't help.
Ball spotted at the 19. Second time they've been inside the red zone tonight. Handoff again up the middle to Davis. Bouncing it outside again. Near side out to the 10. And down to about the 9-yard line. A pickup of 10 on the play. Should be another first down for Akins.
And just like you said, or we talked about earlier, every run play is to the right away from Alfred Collins.
Yeah, they're wherever he is, they're absolutely going the other way. And it looks like it's going to be on Ian Flowers to kind of seal that edge for Cedar Creek and funnel everything back to the middle.
Yes, he's going to have to get upfield and stop this play.
Handoff again to Davis up the middle. Again going out to the outside across the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown Akins, but there is a flag on the play. We'll see if this stands. Nathan Davis with 3 really good runs in a row, all to the right side, bouncing it outside, but this one will not count. Holding against Akins, and the points will come off the board.
Yeah, and it happened right in front of the line judge. It was very clear he held on that play. But, again, a great bounce out around the edge, and if Ian Flowers does not get upfield and stop that and turn him back inside, they're going to do that to Cedar Creek all night long.
Ball spotted at the 14 now for Akins. 1st and goal as the touchdown does not count. Looks like we've got a new running back in there, and see if we can get a number here. That appears to be number 5. As the throw across the middle is intercepted by Cedar Creek. Ashton Figueroa coming up with it. Let's see if they mark him. It looks like they're going to mark him just outside the goal line. This is a big call. This is the difference between starting 1st and 10 from inside your 1 or 1st and 10 at the 20.
Correct. Ashton Figueroa was in the running for SHN Player of the Week. He had an interception run back for 60 yards last week and a punt return touchdown for 63.
They will call it a touchback down in the end zone. So 2 big turnovers at the Cedar Creek defense has been able to engineer inside the red zone now.
Yeah, now Cedar Creek has to sustain a long enough drive to let that defense rest, flip field position, and hopefully, everybody's goal is to put points on the board. But if nothing else, sustain a long drive and let's get the ball on the other side of the field.
4 wide receivers set here for Cedar Creek as Ty Pruitt leads his offense back out for the second time tonight. He's got Mojica in the backfield. Pruitt, though, steps back, throws to the right side, and incomplete. Intended for Javon Livingston there, but a good defensive play by the corner.
Yeah, almost intercepted by, I think it said 25, but I don't have a 25 on the roster. But he jumped that route. It was just a slant route, and he got inside between the ball and the receiver and the quarterback. And anytime that happens, that's a good chance for an interception.
It brings up 2nd down and 10 for Cedar Creek.
2nd and 10, Cedar Creek trying to stretch the field a little bit there on 1st down. 3 wide receivers to the near side this time. Little bubble screen on the outside. That is complete to Colton Fitzhugh. Breaks a couple of tackles. He's off to the races at the 50, to the 40, down to the 30. Will he win the foot race? To the 20, 10, 5, written down inside the 5-yard line. Colton Fitzhugh with a big play there, going 76 yards and a 1st down and goal for Cedar Creek.
That's the beautiful thing about a bubble screen. If you get those lead blockers and you can get passed up into that 2nd level, now it's the safety has to come over from midfield, and you've got the angle. So it's a great play. A good effort by Akins to run him down and not give up and let the score happen.
Well, 1st and goal from the 3 after the 77-yard gain, actually. And keeping himself on the right side, Pruitt goes into the end zone. He is in. Touchdown, Cedar Creek. They take the early lead here with 4:18 to go in the opening frame.
Yeah, so Ty Pruitt actually played last year, not at quarterback. Hunter Houston was quarterback, but Pruitt played a lot of wide receiver last year. He's a very physical kid, and he is not afraid to take a hit.
So Pruitt with the 3-yard run. And on for the extra point here for Cedar Creek is Christian Diaz.
Now, if you'll notice, Alfred Collins is on the field at tight end here. They did do 2 fakes last week for 2-point conversions with a pass to Alfred Collins and then again to Ian Flowers. So a fake is not out of the question. As you notice, here comes Cade. They may have been setting up for that fake.
Oh, there's a timeout called by Cedar Creek. Collins a big target if you're going to try a little pass in the end zone there, too.
He is, and he's got really soft hands, and he will play tight end some on offense this year. He's, of course, got great vertical. He's 6'6". All you have to do is throw it up, and he's got great hands. He's a basketball player, a 2-sport player for Cedar Creek. And his dad, I believe, played college ball, and his mom as well. Maybe at Texas. Don't quote me on that.
I believe Collins' dad did play at Texas. In my research there, I think that's the case.
Yes.
Of course, Texas, one of the schools recruiting him heavily.
Yes.
And you want to find out more about him, just Google search his name, Alfred Collins. It comes up everywhere on the recruiting website.
He is everywhere, anywhere from 4 to 5 stars, depending on who's judging.
Well, extra point for Christian Diaz here as Cedar Creek lines it up, but as a broadcast partner, Scotty Martin, just said, watch out for the fake. Cedar Creek ran a couple of them last week. See what they decide to do after the opening score. This one they'll just kick away, and it is up and true. And your new score with 4:18 to go in the opening quarter. Cedar Creek leads Akins by a count of 7-0. We'll step aside for a second. Let's hear from some of our great sponsors. Back with more in just a minute on the AISD Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by our at Georgetown Jewelry.
Is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Seven 0 the Cedar Creek Eagles lead the Akins Eagles here with 4:18 to go in the opening quarter. After Cedar Creek gets the first score of the ball game, a couple of defensive stands for Cedar Creek inside their own red zone, a couple of big turnovers, and they turn it around with a 3-yard Ty Pruitt touchdown run after the 77-yard pass to Colton Fitzhugh. And kicking away here for Cedar Creek is Christian Diaz. End-over-end kick fielded around the 18-yard line by Akins. Almost dropped there. Now cutting across the 25 and met there is the returner. Couldn't see a number. Apologies, folks. We're trying to get it for you here in a second. Looked to be...
84?
I can't tell. The numbers kind of squish on their jerseys a little bit, and it's tough to tell. That appears to be 88, so that means it's Jaden Williams with the return.
Reggie Smith on a tackle. It was actually it was actually Shelby on the kick. That's what I was telling you earlier. You got to watch them because they will run different kickers out there at different times for different things. He's going to do most of those corner kicks, trying to isolate the run backs and things like that. Diaz has got the bigger leg.
Sorry if you heard a little bump there a second ago, folks. I dropped the crowd mic, so I had to pull it back to its rightful spot. That's live radio and live television. What are you going to do? Here's Rocco DeGilia back at the quarterback position. Nathan Davis in the backfield with him. Turnaround handoff to Davis right up the middle, and he is met in the backfield. Stepping up to fill the hole there, Josh Garza, and second down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Cade Edwards.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Cade.
Yep,
Sorry.
Cade Edwards on the tackle.
I thought I saw 45, so that's on me.
Yeah, it's hard because they're so close together, and they both play middle backer.
And a very similar build, actually, on both of them, too.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
So loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 from the 24. DeGilio with the snap, looking near side, got a man, complete, but thrown low. Greg Borgeson makes the catch, but can't do much with it. Still a pickup of about 7 on the play to bring up 3rd and 4.
So I don't know if you noticed, but they moved Alfred to the left side now. I think they're going to play him strong side, so whatever side of the field they're on, he's going to be on the opposite to try to stop the big plays.
A little less room to bounce it outside that way on the running game for Akins, because Nathan Davis has really shown a propensity to press the hole and then come back out.
Correct. And if he gets outside here, more help can get here quicker than they can top side, so we'll put Alfred on the strong side there.
You get that 12th defender in the sideline as well.
Correct.
Snap back, again a pass, this one over the middle, thrown too high and into traffic there, incomplete. That brings up 4th down.
Almost intercepted by, I believe, Davin Winston, and he's really a running back, but is that 20 or 28?
That looked like it was 28.
Okay, it's Jerry Torres. He's a first-year starter linebacker. He's actually got big shoes to fill. He's taking over the spot that Jacob Turner played last year. He was a 4-year starter for Cedar Creek.
So it'll be 4th and 4 as Akins punts it away here.
Back in punt formation for Akins is number 7.
And they're having player issues.
Yeah, Nathan Davis, they got one guy coming on too late. 2 left in the play clock, and looks like they're just going to take the penalty here, not waste the timeout.
Which hurts because they're already deep. It's going to set up Cedar Creek in good field position with any kind of return here by Cleveland and Clark.
So that'll back up 5 yards for the Akins Eagles.
It's Cleveland Cleric.
Cleveland Cleric deep for Cedar Creek. He's at the 45. Davis, the running back, punts it away. A low line drive. Cleveland Cleric's going to have a shot. Fielded at the 40. Comes right back up the field across the 50. Through a couple of tackles and taken down about the 43-yard line. A 17-yard return. There is a flag down, though, on the far side.
Play Binkler on the return for Cedar Creek.
Those hurt, too, when their flag's away from the play. Those are frustrating for coaches.
Yeah, that was on the complete opposite side of the field from where the return was.
Yeah, nonsense call. I mean, it's just a nonsense play. You don't have to do that.
See what the call is, but you would imagine where it was thrown that it's likely going against Cedar Creek, and they will begin marching it back. Block in the back is the call. So the good return and great field position there. It would have been 1st and 10 at the Akins 43. This is going to get pushed all the way back to Cedar Creek's own 37-yard line. So you talk about hidden yardage in the ballgame. That's almost 20 yards there of hidden yardage lost.
It is. That coach is going to be furious at halftime on that play because, again, it was away from the field, and now it puts them back in their own territory.
So 1st and 10 from their own 37 for the Cedar Creek Eagles, their 3rd possession of the night. They lead it 7-0 with 2:46 to go in the opening quarter. Quarterback Pruitt throws far side, got a man out of the backfield, complete to his running back, Dominic Mojica, he'll get out across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Pickup of 6 brings up second down.
Yeah, in college or higher level, you'd think that was a check down, but that was a swing pass all the way because all the wide receivers started blocking immediately.
And you got to be careful because you can't start blocking up past 2 yards down the line of scrimmage. So you got to make sure you're within that line of scrimmage area when you're blocking as a wideout. Rolling to his right, Pruitt fires, got a man complete. That's a first down to the big wide receiver Zane Allen on the far side. Out to about the 49-yard line.
Zane Allen, this first year for him on the varsity level. And he was impressive last week with about 4 catches for about 45 or 50 yards last week.
3 wide receivers here to the left on the near side for Cedar Creek. Ball on the far hash mark on the right side. 2 minutes even to go here in the opening quarter. They lead it 7-0 over Akins. Pruitt rolling back. He's got a screenplay set up, complete to Mojica. Out to the right side across the 50. He's chased down from behind. A pickup of 4. Had blockers out in front of him, but really good effort there by the defense for Akins to chase him down.
It was Patrick Callahan. He read that play immediately. As soon as he read a screen, he turned around and started going upfield after the running back. It was just a good play by Patrick Callahan.
The defensive end making the tackle there. Brings up 2nd and 5. Still a good first down play for Cedar Creek. Staying positive on the above the chains, I should say. Quick pass across the middle. That's complete to Fitzhugh, and he's down to about the 41-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. It is. And Cedar Creek moving the ball well here in the opening quarter.
They are. And, we're almost back to where we started from, and that's how big a penalty that was. That's about a 4 or 5 play penalty.
1st and 10, Cedar Creek.
Pruitt sends a man in motion. That's Livingston going across the formation. Rolling left is Pruitt. He's got 1 receiver. Goes deep on the double move and throws it just over the head of Payne Allen, who put a little out and up move on the cornerback and had him beat.
He did. He had him by 2 steps. I think if he'd have squared his shoulders and made that throw a little bit more with his feet underneath it, that would have been a touchdown.
Like the play call there, though. You're going to roll them out. You're thinking you only have a 1 receiver route there, but that's how usually on that it is a little out route when you see that. So get the player or get the defender to bite, come up, and then go deep because there was no safety help out there for Akins.
None.
2nd and 10 here. Akins shows blitz. They bring it. And a little end around here for Cedar Creek. That is Livingston with the football, but he is eaten up in the backfield. Several Akins players there to make the tackle, led by number 43, Gabe Nino.
Yeah, we got an Akins Eagle down on the field, too.
I hope the young man is okay.
Javon just made 1 too many cuts there. If that first cut when he made the linebacker miss, if he'd have turned upfield, he probably would have got back to the line of scrimmage, but he tried to juke again, and it just did not work.
While they attend to the injured player down the field, hope the young man is okay. Let's see if we can get the old scoreboard working here and give you some updates on a few games going around in the area tonight. I know that Leander is playing up in Pflugerville tonight. Colleen is at Vista Ridge. Let's see what we got here. In the second quarter, Leander leads Pflugerville 13-7. That's 6.5 to go in the second quarter. 7:55 in the second quarter. Vista Ridge at home leads Colleen 24-9. And the other game in the area going on, Cedar Creek's rivals, Bastrop, on the road playing the formerly known as Reagan Raiders, now the Northeast College Prep Raiders up at Nelson Field. 7-0 Bastrop late in the first quarter.
More power to you. I fumbled that so many times last week calling them Reagan. I just could not get it out of my head that they were Northeast.
I had to write it down.
I had it written down. I'm like, Reagan. God darn it, Northeast.
I had to write it down. So it's we will see them later this year. I believe they're actually the final game of AISD Thursday Night Football's coverage this year. So we'll get a chance to see them up at Nelson Field, which school's still right there by Nelson Field. So
it is.
They get to. It's kind of interesting when you talk about these AISD games, and a lot of these teams share stadiums. They're like the one true home game for an AISD school.
Right. Yeah. That's where we played them last year, and it very much was a home field advantage for those guys. It was North Carolina blue all over.
Well, and they legitimately, the team walks and the band walks from the gymnasium to the stadium. Correct. And it's just this. It's actually one of the cooler things you'll see in Austin area high school football because of the walk and the music, and you can feel it thumping when you're up in the press box. It's pretty neat.
It is. And credit to Coach Mustafa, who has taken over a program program. They only had about 28 kids on the varsity roster last week, so it's pretty tough when you don't. We were there. We were there a couple of years ago. We were like 24 with one extra offensive lineman on varsity, and that's tough when you don't have enough kids to fill the full roster.
Akins still attending to the young man who's down. We will continue to just talk a little bit about this AISD Thursday Night Football, but also SHN Sports. You know, a cool thing we started last week was week 1 of it with Justin Simmons and Steven Strong. The SHN Football Friday. It's a 6-hour live broadcast starting at 6 o'clock on Friday nights. They recap games. They do live drop-ins to the broadcasts that are going on the network. And then afterwards, call-ins from folks who've been covering the games, coaches. You never know who's going to call in. I actually chimed in for about 10 minutes last week on the Thursday night game and the Friday night game I covered. And really a cool thing that they started doing last week. And we'd love to have you guys along. So if you're looking to catch more high school football action tomorrow night, games all over the network here on SHN Sports. I know Georgetown's up at Waco. That game will be live. Gerald's playing tomorrow night, I do believe. I'm trying to think who else. Hutto should be on the network tomorrow night.
Hutto, correct.
And there are others from around the state, too. Eastview's playing tomorrow night, but Malakoff up in the Dallas area is part of the network now as well. So if you're watching tonight, listening in, for sure, make sure you go to, if you're on YouTube, which you probably should be if you're watching this game, make sure you hit that subscribe button on SHN Sports, and you will be you'll get all the notifications when we go live with broadcast. And then this coming Saturday, Southwestern football gets underway, Division III Southwestern, on the road at Sewanee up in Tennessee. My friend Carl Schoening over to our left is going to be on the plane tomorrow heading there. This is one of the coolest things to me, and he just found out about it. Sewanee, one of the original SEC members. There were only 13 schools in the original SEC, 10 of them still in the conference. The 3 that aren't anymore, Tulane, Georgia Tech, and Sewanee. And Sewanee at one point, back in the early days of college football, won 5 games in 6 days.
They did.
Didn't give up a single point.
That's right.
And where was the first game played?
Texas.
Right here in Austin, Texas.
Yeah, I watched that. They had a special on that last night on SEC Network. Yep, sure did. I watched it.
38 seconds to go. Opening quarters are back underway as the young man's been attended to. Hopefully he will be okay. Clock is rolling. Cedar Creek with the ball. Third and 13 from the Akins 43. Quarterback Pruitt back to pass. Another screenplay set up over the head. A little too tall for Colton Fitzhugh. And that brings up 4th down.
Yeah, almost intercepted again by Akins. The screen game is a big part of Cedar Creek, but it only works a few times. Akins is going to eventually get wise to it, and just like they are now, and it's just we're going to have to spread that out a little further.
Already the 3rd time Cedar Creek's run that screenplay here in the first quarter.
And they'll probably go for it. I was going to say, yep.
I was about to say 4th and 13. They are lined up to go for this from their own 43. Pruitt rolling right. They will go. Now scrambling. Out to his left. Stays behind the line of scrimmage. Fires, and it's complete. First down pickup to Zane Allen out to about the 25-yard line. And, man, what a play by Pruitt. Coming back to his left, finding space, and then squaring his shoulders to make that throw.
That's confidence in both our offense, but also coach is so confident in that defense that he's not afraid to give up field position on a turnover.
Well, 1st and 10 now from the 25, and that will end the opening quarter of play here at Burger Stadium. Your score after 12 minutes of play here in South Austin tonight. Cedar Creek leads Akins by a count of 7-0. Back in just a minute with quarter number 2. This is AISD Thursday Night Football on SHN Sports, presented by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
Well, Cedar Creek leads it 7-0 as we begin the second quarter of play. They have the football 1st and 10 from the Akins 25, moving left to right now. And Pruitt in the backfield. He is sacked after looking for the quick pass that was covered up. A couple of Akins defenders there can't catch the numbers, but it looks like it may have been big number 48, Nico Mejia, out with the tackle. And number 31, Jonathan Rodriguez, in on there as well. Loss of 5 brings up 2nd and 15.
Yeah, I agree with you on both those numbers. I think that's who that was. And he went through a couple of reads, and he didn't find anybody. He was going to take off running, and they collapsed on him.
2nd and 15, ball at the 30 now. Rolling left, Pruitt. So we'll square his shoulders, throw a little bit outside. And incomplete, intended for Payne Allen.
Akins' defense is stiffening up here. The closer you get to the end zone, they're really making Payne get out of the pocket and try to find somebody open.
3rd down, 15 to go. Ball at the 30-yard line. Brad Tillery and Scotty Martin up here tonight with you from Burger Stadium. The man, the myth, the legend, Carl Schoening running everything else on the show tonight for us. You get to hear his dulcet voice from Sewanee this weekend. 3rd and 15, snap back. Pruitt throws, and it is a little low and incomplete, intended for Alex Martinez over the middle. And that brings up 4th down, and let's see if they go for it again. They did last time on 4th and 13 and were able to convert.
I think we're about 5 to 10 yards outside of where coach is comfortable with the field goal, so they're more than likely going to go for it here.
Well, 4th and 15 from the 30 for Cedar Creek. If you hear me not using nicknames tonight, both teams are named the Eagles, so that wouldn't really do us too well.
They are.
Pruitt rolls right, looking left, has to tuck it, now running, still looking to throw, is going to run across the 30 to the 25, out at the sideline at the 22-yard line, and it'll be a 4th down stand for Akins. And that'll be a turnover on downs, but you kind of like what you see out of Pruitt there. Not a lot of quarterbacks at this level looking downfield consistently, even after escaping the pocket there.
Right, well, and stepping up into the pocket, too, and coming outside of it. Most of them would like to turn it, like you said, they'll want to run around the backside of it, and that usually causes a big loss. To have a young quarterback that's only his first time in varsity step up into the pocket and roll, you do like that. And kudos to Akins' defense. They shut that down handily.
DeGilia at quarterback, takes the low snap, steps right back, throws across the middle deep, got a man, it is caught, and off to the races goes Lawrence Brown. He will be tackled from behind by Dalen Jackson, but a big pickup on 1st down, 28-38. That'll go for 40. Let me do the math here, 42 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, really good play by him to get behind the safety, and once he did that, he knew there was nobody else, so just throw it long and give him a chance, and that's what they did.
Well, it's 1st and 10 now for Akins in Cedar Creek territory quickly. Ball at the 36. Again, DeGilia with the pass. Quick throw to the outside. It is caught. Spun off a tackle goes Nathan Davis, and he'll be taken out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. Really good job by the running back to get off that first tackle and then get positive yardage.
Yeah, Reggie Smith had him at a loss, and he broke through that tackle, and it looks like there may be an Eagle that's down, but he got back up on the sideline. He will have to set out a play for sure. That was Dalen Jackson on the stop and on the injury as well.
Pass play good for 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd down and 4 here from the Cedar Creek 30 as Akins is moving again. Akins has not had a problem moving the ball up and down the field. They just have had a couple of big turnovers in the red zone.
Right, and kudos to them. We haven't called Alfred Collins but one time all night long.
And when we did, it was the big play, a strip sack fumble on the first drive. But you're right, they have effectively neutralized Collins out of this game, and a timeout here for Cedar Creek, their second one used of the half with 10-11 to go in the second quarter.
Yeah, they want to make sure they have the right person in for Dalen Jackson since he did get injured on the sideline and had to sit out. Make sure they're in the right formations because right here, coming off of an injury is when Akins could take advantage of a deep play because Dalen is probably our fastest defender.
7-0 Cedar Creek leads Akins here in the second quarter with 10-11 to go from Burger Stadium. The only score of the ball game, a 3-yard touchdown rush by Ty Pruitt in the first quarter. That was set up, though, by a 77-yard pass from Pruitt, the quarterback, to Colton Fitzhugh. Fitzhugh was off to the races and got trucked down from behind before he could get to the end zone, but Cedar Creek able to score in the very next play, and that is all we have right now on the scoreboard. Mentioned earlier, Akins has had opportunities. They've been in the red zone a couple of times. Once was a fumble around the 10-yard line caused by the big defensive end, Alfred Collins. The other, an interception in the end zone that negated another drive.
Correct, by Ashton Figueroa. And it's really eerie similar how they are. Big play gets them across midfield, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, it actually wouldn't shock me if Akins is out gaining Cedar Creek right now on the yardage right now.
I believe you're right.
2nd and 4, back to pass to Gilia. He'll throw deep across the middle. He has got a man at its 5. It is caught and into the end zone. Touchdown, Akins. Antonio Lopez on the reception. And Akins now an extra point away from tying this up in the second quarter.
But really, just what I just said, I wouldn't be surprised if they went deep right out of an injury, because when you take away a core member of the secondary, there's usually going to be somebody that gets open, and he did. He was wide open. Kudos to Akins for picking that play apart and calling the right play by Coach.
Well, Antonio Lopez takes it in. That's the second long pass of the drive over the middle, and deep over the middle. Might make Cedar Creek think about leaving some safeties back a bit for the help here. Extra point on the way from big number 74, Carl Blackman. It is low, it is pulled, and it is no good. And that gives Cedar Creek the lead still with 10:02. Here in the second quarter, your new score, Cedar Creek on top by a point, 7-6 over Akins. Back in just a minute with more Thursday Night Football presented by Georgetown Jewelry here on SHN Sports. Stick around, won't you?
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
7-6, Cedar Creek leads Akins after the Akins Eagles get on the scoreboard here in the second quarter. A 30-yard touchdown pass from DeGilia to Antonio Lopez for their first score of the ball game. And now Cedar Creek will have to come up with an answer on offense.
I wonder why DeGilia wears 44. He got 13 on his helmet. Is he playing on the linebacker?
He's got two numbers. He's a quarterback listed at number 44, but also on 13, so I don't actually know, but he's listed twice on the roster.
Yeah, and his helmet has 13 on it, and he's wearing 44. Interesting.
Well, kicking away here for Akins is Carl Blackman, the tackle. He'll run up on it. It is a high end-over-end kick, really good kick. Inside the 10 is where it's fielded by Payne Allen. Up the middle he goes, got a hole across the 25 and out to the 30-yard line. A flag comes into play as well. Was that Fitzhugh? It was Fitzhugh. I'm sorry, I thought that was number 8. It was number 9, so Colton Fitzhugh there with the return for Cedar Creek. And we'll see what the flag's about.
If this is another play away from the play, coach is going to come unglued.
Blocking below the waist called against Cedar Creek, so it is another one away from the play, and it's going to cost some yardage there. The ball had gotten out to about the 30. We'll see where it gets marked off to.
Yeah, that's kind of coach's pet peeves, is penalties that have nothing to do with the play.
Well, ball will be marched on back. Cedar Creek will put it in play 1st and 10 inside their own 20 as they keep on walking back to the 15-yard line. So 15 yards, more of hidden yardage there that goes away from Cedar Creek.
It does, and again, it'll take 4 or 5 plays to get back to, barring any big play.
Pruitt in at quarterback, the tailback Dominic Mojica next to him to his right. 2 wide receivers on each side as well for Cedar Creek. Akins showing a little blitz potential here from each end from the corners. Now they'll back off. Snap back, quick throw near side. That's complete to Zane Allen. And he's taken down pretty quickly, just a short gain of 2 on the play.
Coach Edwards must really respect the Akins defensive line, because typically we are a run first, pass second offense, and I don't think we've run the ball but maybe a handful of times all night.
Yeah, it's 3 or 4 times running the ball. That's all I've seen tonight. But I do like what I see out of Pruitt. I mentioned the patience earlier. He's got a nice arm, too. He throws a pretty football. I know you see these guys every week, but it's the beauty of Thursday night football. You see somebody different almost every week.
That's right. That's right.
It also makes preparation a lot harder.
When this is only our second time seeing him behind center.
They bring the blitz from the outside. It's picked up well. Pruitt now rolling out to his right. Sends his man deep, and he will throw it just down to the outstretched right arm of Zane Allen. And here comes 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, I went for a streak route. A little bit of hand play there about the 30, 35-yard line by Akins, but wasn't called.
I think that was actually a modification there by Pruitt because it was going to be a short route. And when he got flushed out to his right, he actually motioned to Zane Allen to go deep just to try to get the ball out of his hands. But had he told Allen to block, he might have been able to cut that ball up and run.
Very true, very true. And he may be having a hard time getting the play. He was just asking the coach to repeat the play here.
Here's 3rd and 8. Blitz coming again. And the inside screen thrown dangerously behind Colton Fitzhugh. It'll be incomplete, and that brings up 4th down.
If that play was on the money, that might have went for a touchdown because they bit. They were upfield, and they drew the rest of the backers to the far side of the field. And if that had been a good pass, that would have might have been a 6.
Instead, it's 4th and 8 for Cedar Creek. First time they've gone 3 and out all day.
It is.
Akins' defense beginning to stiffen their back a little bit. Christian Diaz kicking away here for Cedar Creek. Trying to get you who it is over here for Akins. That is number 11, Robert Mallett, standing at about his own 45-yard line. Kick away. Little knuckleball that will bounce at the 50, take a Cedar Creek bounce, and roll inside the 40 to about the 39-yard line, and that is where Akins will take over with 8:48 to go in the second quarter.
Dalen Jackson came back in on that punt to be a gunner, so he must have got to be better. He's staying on the field as well. And so that's the thing about the kicker is it's an unassuming little kick, but they always net out about 38 or 39 yards. I don't know if it's the knuckleball, like you said, or the way it rolls, but
well, and it's hard to field it when it doesn't have a lot of spin on it like that. I mean, if you've never tried to catch a football that's not spiraling, it's not the easiest thing in the world, especially when it's coming from 30 feet in the air.
Correct.
Akins back out on the field on offense. DeGilia at quarterback. He will hand it off to his running back inside, Nathan Davis, slipping around the right side and ridden down after a pickup of about 4.5. Tackle made by Josh Garza there. Comes 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Ian Flowers up on the top side, too. And, again, they're just staying away from Alfred Collins, and rightly so.
I think they've run one play at him all night that I can think of.
Right.
Everything's to that right side. Well, here comes 2nd down and 6 now for Akins, trailing by a point after the missed extra point on their last drive. DeGilia calls for the snap, steps back, looks over the middle, and now will fire near side. It is caught at the 50, breaking a tackle and going down the sideline. Lawrence Brown, he is pushed out of bounds inside the 30, all the way out to the 28. A pickup of 7 plus 2 and another 29 yards.
Yeah, if you're wondering who that goofy guy is standing there, that is Pistol Pete, the godfather of Creek radio. He said he was going to come up and say hi. He's now the band president, so that's why he's no longer broadcasting.
Handoff on the end around to Jay-Sean Upton, and he tries to cut back inside and is taken down at the 30. A loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So that's the thing about Alfred Collins. I don't know if you saw that, but he was chopped down behind the field, behind the play, got back up and still made the tackle for a loss.
Really quick twitch to get back up on that. Not an easy play to do. And there you go. They see him switching these sides. As you were saying, he's playing the strong side there, trying to somewhat limit the running game to just the shorter portion of the field.
Correct. Keep it to the short side of the field.
DeGilia takes the snap, looking for his running back on a wheel route, and he is taken down in the backfield. Couple of defenders getting there. Big number 90, Ian Flowers, and it looked like number 42, Cade Edwards, on the tackle as well.
Yeah, Cade Edwards started that play, and then he kind of slipped away. And
no problem.
Frog got me. And then Ian Flowers cleaning it up.
There's a flag down on the play, and the Akins bench is saying it's going against Cedar Creek.
I would almost bet a holding from where the flag came from.
Well, the flag's way back in the defensive backfield. And it will be a hold. Defensive hold.
But defensive holding.
Yep. There you go. They said second down, but typically defensive holding is an automatic first.
5 yard in high school.
Well, they gave them 10.
Oh, wow.
So, but usually even at every level, it's an automatic first down on defensive holding. Okay, well, shows what I know. 2nd and 2 here from the 20. In motion, goes up to. He will take it on the end around. He gets up to the corner, and he's inside the 15, out to the 13. There's another piece of laundry on the field.
Same side, so it's either defensive holding again or maybe a little offensive holding this time, but it came from the back judge.
By the way, you can really tell that Akins is trying to get their speed into the ball game. On that previous play with the holding, Nathan Davis slipped out of the backfield on a wheel route, and that looked like where they were going to try to go with the ball.
It is, and it was holding on Akins.
So the referee giveth and the referee taketh away here.
So it looks like they're a little confused on the marker, too, as to whether it should have been first down or second down.
It says 1st and 10 on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
It says second down on the field. And it will be 2nd and 5, apparently, according to the PA announcer. I'm confused.
I think they are. The scorekeeper is, too.
Handoff faked up the middle, thrown across the middle, complete inside the 10 and wrestled down at the 6-yard line. Jay Sean upped it on the short slant pass, and it's 1st and goal, Akins.
Yeah, a little post route there, just set down in the zone. He found him wide open, and that's unless he's going to be play man coverage, that's something that they can eat a zone up with.
6:30 to go here in the Rob Hipp Insurance second quarter. 7-6 Cedar Creek leads, but Aiken looking to take their first lead of the ball game. DeGilia sends a man in motion. Got Davis to his left. Takes the snap, rolling left. Makes a man miss. Back up the middle he goes, and he is swallowed up there, barely able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Here comes second down.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a busted play or a quarterback draw from the play, but it was definitely sniffed out by Cedar Creek.
Looked like it was going to be a rollout left pass, and just the right side of the line for Cedar Creek busted it open. So 2nd and goal for Akins. And that's going to be a false start on the left tackle. Pick number 77, Eric Andablo, moved a bit early.
He's got a rough task tonight with 99 across from him.
Yeah, he's Alfred Collins, the big-time recruit standing across from him. Anytime you can get that extra step, you got to try to do it.
You do. You see it in the pros. You see it in college. You bet.
So mark him off 5, bringing up 2nd and goal from the 13 now.
I think there was a bit of confusion from Akins on the running back as to what the play was because the quarterback was trying to motion him and put him in position, and that kind of the whole timing of that play was off.
A lot of offense tonight, but very little on the scoreboard, just 7-6.
Kudos to both defenses for stopping it when it counts.
4 wide receivers out there, 2 on each side. Nathan Davis in the backfield with DeGilia. DeGilia takes the snap, looking across the middle. He's got a man, it is caught. Touchdown, Akins. 2nd time tonight he's found Antonio Lopez for the score. This one goes 13 yards.
And against probably our best defender in Ashton Figueroa, who had the interception earlier. So just a great play by Akins. And it's hard when you have young safeties and a really experienced passing game of Akins.
2nd TD of the night for Dendelia and Lopez, hooking up for the 2nd time in the end zone. That one goes 13 yards. And timeout called by Akins as they'll likely go for 2 here, leading by 5 and having a kicker who may not be the most accurate in the world.
Reading coach's body language down there, he wanted to sneak a 2 in, but now they're probably going to set up and try to take the 1. He is not very happy. It's something for Akins.
5:16 to go here in the 2nd quarter. As Akins has used their 2nd timeout, each team with 1 left here in the opening half. Stick around at halftime, folks. We will actually just kind of turn off our mics and let you listen to both teams' bands. And here in the halftime show, have the camera set up, so get to see the hard work that they put in. So we're moving into a new house up by Rouse High School here this weekend. And we were driving up there the other day to do paperwork and everything. And I saw the bands out there last week before the first game of the year. 100-degree heat. practicing in the fields all day long. People understand those guys are out there 6, 7, 8 hours a day during the summer months getting ready for the season.
They work extremely hard.
Well, they will go for 2 to the Akins Eagles as DeGilia has his offense on the field. Sends the running back, Davis in motion. 5 wide receiver set. Davis now across the formation. DeGilia rolling left. He is met in the backfield, just throws up a prayer, and it is knocked away by number 42, Cade Edwards, though the credit goes to number 28 shooting in there, Jerry Torres.
Yeah, sophomore linebacker again, first year on varsity. They expect big things out of Mr. Torres. He's a really good player.
Yeah, Torres broke in there and really forced the early throw from, DeGilia. But you kind of like to even just throwing it up because the odds of somebody bringing it all the way back pretty low. You still might get lucky and get your 2-point conversion.
Stranger things have happened.
Yeah. 5:16 to go here in the second quarter. Akins leads at 12-7 over Cedar Creek after the missed 2-point conversion, and Cedar Creek will get the ball back. They went 3 and out last time for the first time tonight after moving the ball really well all evening.
They did a great adjustment by Akins for making that happen. Like we talked about, the ball's been back and forth. The offensive have been really, really good between the 20s all night long. So kudos for the adjustment by Akins and their coaching staff.
We mentioned Akins. They've got a long district road ahead of them. They actually start district play next week. They play in that 25 6A district. Their first 2 district games. Westlake at Lake Travis.
Ouch. Yeah.
At Westlake and then Lake Travis at home. I said it wrong. High end over end kick fielded by Fitzhugh. He'll take it back out to the left. Trying to make a man miss, but he is tackled inside the 20 after the 17. And that's where Cedar Creek will start. We talk about how tough that schedule is to start, but lo and behold, last week, Lake Travis in a stunner, losing at home by 3 touchdowns.
They did. They got taken to the proverbial woodshed.
Yeah.
And they were not expecting that, and I promise you they are going to come out humbled and hungry for the rest of the season. So anybody that gets in Lake Travis's way, I'm sorry. I apologize for you now. It's going to be a tough row.
Well, here comes 1st and 10 Cedar Creek from their own 18-yard line. I believe this is the furthest back they started to drive all night, except for the fumble recovery, Quick throw on the bubble screen, and it is in and out of the hands of Fitzhugh. He wasn't looking for it.
He was not anticipating that whatsoever.
A little surprising because his front wide receivers are already out blocking.
They were, and the throw was on the money.
Yeah.
Great throw by
slightly out in front of him, let him turn upfield and go with it. Just didn't see it. 2nd and 10 here for Cedar Creek. Calling for the snap. Fake handoff this time. Quick throw over the middle. He's got Fitzhugh this time at the 23-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 5, bringing up 3rd and manageable.
I'm really impressed, like you've been saying a couple times with Pruitt. And I sat down with Coach a couple weeks ago, and he was in a quarterback battle at the time. And then the Austin American Statesman actually came out in their article and named another guy starter. And I tweeted or text Coach, and he said, no, that's not true. It's Pruitt. And now I see why. Pruitt's arm is just very impressive.
He throws a very accurate football, too. Extremely accurate. 3rd and 5. Rolling left is Pruitt. Nice pickup on the block by the running back.
Ooh.
And just out of the hands of the defensive player, Oscar Adama. Pruitt was looking for Clavin Clark there. And, well, credit Adama there with the play because he went up for it and knocked it away because Vin Clark was open.
He was. And if we just talked about how good Army did, that was a bad pass by Pruitt. He just didn't get enough air on that to touch it down into the zone there.
Second straight 3 and out the Akins defense has forced here as Cedar Creek will kick it away. Christian Diaz doing the duties with Robert Mallett deep for Akins. Snap back. And Diaz kicks it away. Little end-over-end kick coming up on it. Mallett, he'll field just before the 50, and he is wrestled down there. Now actually breaks a couple of tackles going backwards, tries to bounce back forward, and ended up losing about 6 yards there. He was at the 48, tried to stay alive. It was Clavin Clark, one of the first ones there, and then a host of Cedar Creek Eagles just flew in on him, and Mallett had nowhere to go.
Yeah, and Akins is asking for a penalty there, a little bit of maybe a unnecessary roughness out of bounds, but there was kind of a pile up, and I don't know that it was necessarily intentional, but there was a little bit of a scruff there on the sideline. But nevertheless, no call, no flag. Referee was right on top of it.
Well, a discussion happening with the Akins coaching staff on the near sideline with the referees. Not too happy. It was a loss of about 6 after Mallet had gotten up to the 48.
Akins is going to get a personal foul, probably on coach.
Looks like the coaching staff's going to get 15 yards marked off against their own players here. So what would have been amazing field position at their own 43 with 4:11 to go here in the opening half. It's going to mark them all the way back inside the 30 now.
Yeah, and, as mad as you get as a coach, you can't do that. You can't set your kids up for failure that close to another score before halftime.
I believe we might have an injury here on the near sideline. That's probably what the coaches are going on about.
It may be. You're absolutely right. It may be. He is down there. I don't know if he just got the wind knocked out of him or what it is, but nevertheless, coach was upset.
That was the returner, Robert Mallet, and we'll hope he's okay. He's getting helped up there, and hopefully Mr. Mallet will be able to find his way back into the game tonight.
15-yard mark off.
And he is up on his feet, so probably just a little bit of maybe a cramp or.
It'll be 1st and 10.
And I really expect. I don't know why Cedar Creek is not running the ball more tonight. They have not run much at all, and the game has not gotten away from us. I'd really like to see Cedar Creek start pounding the ball a little bit and tiring out the Akins defense some, and giving our defense, or not our, I'm not calling for Cedar Creek, giving the Cedar Creek defense a little bit of a rest. Kudos to Akins.
You're used to it, so we'll let it go. Snap back, fake. Oh, the fumble on the handoff on the exchange. Ball is loose, and I think Cedar Creek might have coming up with it. A pile up around the 26. And Cedar Creek has the football.
Guess who?
Mr. Collins coming up with it.
He has a nose for the ball. That's 2 in 2 weeks. 2 in 2 weeks by another player down.
Another injury here for Akins. Cedar Creek with a big play in. Kind of an unforced error there for Akins, though. It was actually just a missed exchange in the backfield.
Yeah, and that's frustrating from an offensive coaching side, because the two things that you should be bread and butter is the snap from a center, under center, and a handoff to a running back. It's something that they've done since they've been playing peewee ball. Last week at Northeast had the hardest time getting a clean snap, especially, and it could have been some of it. Of course, Alfred Collins was there, and he's intimidating. He's huge, and when he hits you hard. He's got 270 pounds behind him. But they could not get a clean snap, and there was probably 2 or 3 fumbles on the snap. So that's too frustrating. Snap and handoff to the wide running back should, I don't want to say elementary, but it's something they've done their entire life. The young man for Akins is up and walking off under his own power.
Good to see he'll be okay as he walks off. And Cedar Creek with the football now in great field position. 4:04 to go. Akins leads at 12-7 here in the second quarter. But Cedar Creek with the football at the Akins 26.
Again, I really hope we see some more running. Dominic Mojica is a very talented running back, and he could really help beat down the Akins defense here.
Across the formation goes Javon Livingston. Rolling left is Ty Pruitt. Squares his shoulders, throws deep to the end zone. Got a man. It is caught. Touchdown, Cedar Creek. Javon Livingston just ran about 70 yards on the play, going across the formation and then out and up down the sideline. A 26-yard strike, and Cedar Creek has got the lead back.
He did. If you've ever watched arena football, that was an arena league play where you see it send a man in motion, and as soon as he gets to his spot, the ball snapped and upfield he goes, and he got behind the corner.
Extra point due here from Cedar Creek. Looks like Shelby Morgan to try it.
Keep your eye on Alfred. He's right here at the
snap back down. They will kick it away. It is blocked by Akins. Akins picks up the football, and then taken down right there is where they will stay. So your score with 3 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the opening half. Cedar Creek leads Akins 13-12.
They do, and just a fantastic play, a block by Akins. Great penetration up the middle to get a hand on that ball. And had they been able to recover it and run it back, it would have been, I believe, 2 points for them, if I'm not mistaken. So kudos to Akins there on the stop.
Well, the 26-yard touchdown pass from Pruitt to Livingston gives Cedar Creek the lead back by a point. And the 2-point conversion, or excuse me, the extra point was blocked. And that is where we stand, 13-12 here, late in the opening half. But tell you what, a really good football game has broken out tonight between these two schools. We thought it had a chance to be good, and you know, some really nice defensive plays on both sides. The offense is getting the ball up and down the field. It's not a tale of just the defense is doing everything or just big plays. It's really been a consistent football game.
It really has, and Akins has really done a really good job of moving the ball. Cedar Creek's just done a really good job of taking it away when they get down close, except for the two pass plays there for touchdowns for Akins. Again, it's been a battle between the 20 and the 20, but once you get down in there close is really when Cedar Creek's defense has stepped up. So that's plenty of time for Akins to move the ball here at 3:56, barring another turnover. And that may be the key to the game, is the 3 turnovers that Cedar Creek has caused.
13-12 your score. Cedar Creek leads Akins, 3:56 to go. Running up on it, Christian Diaz. He will punt it, or kick it away, rather. Fielding at about the 5-yard line, Jay Sean Upton cutting back up the middle. And breaking a couple of tackles there across the 20, spins out and down to the 23 he goes. 1st and 10 now for Akins. 3:48 to go here in the quarter.
This is a good Christian Diaz is a senior. He was not our kicker last year. We had another senior soccer kicker. He's got a pretty decent leg. He doesn't look like he weighs more than about 120 or 30 pounds. He's not very big, but he can certainly kick the ball well.
5-yard penalty called against Cedar Creek. I didn't see what the actual penalty was, but tack on a few more here for Akins, so they'll get the ball at the 28.
I think he said offsides, which means just somebody took off a little too soon. And that definitely will help Akins' cause here, giving them a little bit shorter field with 3:48 remaining.
Well, Akins trying to regain the lead before the half. 13-12 your score. Akins has missed 2 extra points, one via the traditional field goal, one on a 2-point conversion that was missed. Cedar Creek had their last extra point blocked. Full wide receiver set here. DeGilia takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws far side, got a man complete across the 35 out to about the 44-yard line. A first down there for Akins, as it looked like it was complete to Greg Borgeson. He's called his name several times tonight.
And Jerry Torres again on the tackle, another person we've called many times tonight.
First down for Akins on the 15-yard pickup. Clock running, 3:30 to go in the second quarter.
Is this where Akins plays most of their home games?
Yeah, I believe so. It's the closest stadium to their campus, being in South Austin. Full wide receiver set, 2 on each side. Snap, handoff, up the middle to the running back, Davis. Breaks a couple of tackles and then taken down at the 48, but a good first down pickup for him and a gain of 5.
He was met right at the 48-yard line by the steamrolling safety of number 24, Zane Zimmerman. Zimmerman may be a little bit shook up. He had to come out there because he was full steam ahead downfield into that tackle.
Second down, 5 to go. Fake the handoff, Crow across the middle, complete, hit immediately, ball is out, and they will say it is, they'll say he was down.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Caden
wow.
Adam credited with the catch, and they will say Caden Adam was down at the 40. It looked like the ball came out before he went down. I thought it was going to be incomplete. I didn't know if he made enough of a movement for it to actually be completed pass.
I would have said incomplete more so than a catch. That was not
Well, the far sideline not too happy right now, but 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. 1st and 10 Akins inside Cedar Creek territory. Handoff up the middle over the right side, bouncing it out. Nathan Davis, he's got room down the sideline and pushed out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The first down and getting out of bounds stops the clock with 2:08 to go in the second quarter.
I would tell you probably the most tired player on the field is Ian Flowers. They are just running at him nonstop. And I'm not really sure why Alfred Collins is not on the field. Current other is he is there. Okay. But they are running heavily at Ian Flowers.
First and 10 Akins moving the ball quickly with 2:08 to go here in the second quarter. Hand off to Davis, this time up the middle, bouncing out to the left. He's got room across the 20 and down to the 15, all the way out to the 12-yard line. They'll officially mark him out at the 11. Nathan Davis picks up 14. 1st and 10 on the way for Akins. They got a chance to pick up another set of downs at the 1.
They do fantastic block for Akins on Eric and Dablo. He sucked Alfred Collins inside, which set up that edge and gave him the outside run.
First and 10 Akins. They'll slow it down here a bit, although no need to, with the runner going out of bounds. 2 minutes even to go here in the first half. Down to 8 seconds on the play clock are the Akins Eagles. They got to get moving here. 5. Down to 3. Snap out with 1 on the play clock. Handoff up the middle to Davis. He pushes forward, a pickup of about 4. 2nd and 6 on the way here. Remember, Akins can get a first down at the 1.
Logan Latooth, a junior, on the stop. It's the one thing that we don't have, that Cedar Creek, I know, wishes we did have, was a little bit more depth. If you notice, kind of the same players all night long on defense, and they get tired.
Well, Akins letting the clock run a bit now. Under 1:30 to go here in the opening half. Trying to get that score right before we go to the break. 13-12, Cedar Creek leads. Handoff to Davis, again up the middle. Stutter steps, and this time he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain there for Akins. It looked like Cade Edwards stepped up and made the play. Oh, excuse me, Josh Garza was the man in there.
Yeah, I think they're very confident. They don't want to give Cedar Creek a lot of time to score should they score too early. And I think they're confident enough that they can get 3 points and go in with a lead here if they do not score.
Well, 3rd and 5 now. 40 seconds to go in the quarter. 16 on the play clock. There's the snap to DeGilio. Faking the handoff. Now he'll take off over the right side. Steps up the middle, and he is tackled at the 2-yard line. About a yard short of the first down. The clock's still running with 24 seconds to go, and I think Akins is going to let this thing run down and maybe get one more play off before the 4th quarter.
Josh Garza on the stop again for Cedar Creek.
Well, Akins letting the clock run. We're at 10 seconds in the quarter, 9. They do have a timeout in their back pocket. Here they go under center, and timeout is called right before the snap with 2 seconds on the clock. And that might have bailed Akins out because that play looked like it was going to be short.
It looked short from here, sure did. But collateral damage, there's a couple of Akins linemen that are awful slow to get up.
You question the clock management there with a timeout in your back pocket. Remember, you need 1 more yard, and you actually get another set of downs with the clock stopping. So you can get up, reset, spike the ball, and maybe take a shot at the end zone. Maybe makes a little more sense to take that timeout with 20 seconds or so left on the clock and give yourself a few shots here.
Right. Not only that, you're getting a little bit of a breather, but so is the Cedar Creek defense. You're giving those defensive linemen a time to take a breath.
Well, and assuming you don't make it on 4th and 1 there with 20 seconds to go, odds are Cedar Creek's going to either take a knee or hand the ball off right up the middle and just go to the half.
Correct.
Instead of trying to go 99 yards in 20 seconds or so.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I think when they replay that, their coach is going to think they're going to change. They're going to make an adjustment for sure.
13-12, Cedar Creek leads it. Akins is knocking on the door. 4th and 1 from just inside the 3.
And it looks like they're going to try to kick a field goal here, I believe.
Ball's right in the middle of the field. It's basically spotted where an extra point would be spotted.
Which he has missed once today.
2 seconds on the clock. This will be the last play of the first half. Number 74, Carl Blackman, in to kick the extra point for Akins. The snap is called for. It's back down. Kick is up.
Blocked.
It's blocked by Cedar Creek. Cedar Creek with a chance to return this. Picked up by number 33, Reggie Smith, but he is taken out of bounds. And that is how the first half will end. Your score after 24 minutes of football here tonight at Burger Stadium in South Austin. Cedar Creek leads it 13-12 over Akins. We'll be back in just a bit with more SHN Sports AISD Thursday Night Football presented by Georgetown Jewelry. We're going to step aside here for halftime, let you listen to the bands and all the hard work that they put in. We'll come back about 5 minutes or so before the second half, get you caught up on scores from around the area, the scoring recap from this game so far, and set up for half number 2. It's been a good one, a 5A, 6A battle between the Eagles as Cedar Creek leads at 13-12. Stick around, won't you?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the field the award-winning Soaring Cedar Creek Eaglettes. Your 2019-2000 the Eaglettes are under the direction of Miss Cena Robbins. The Eaglet social officers are spirit leader Miranda Trevino, President Pearl Osiaro. Your 2019-2020 Eaglet dancer officers are Lieutenant Lena Hoffman, Lieutenant Kara Cardwell, Lieutenant Cindy Lacona, First Lieutenant Callie Ryden, and Captain Aaron Haight. The Eaglet of the Week is Pearl Osiaro. Dancer of the Week is Kylie Alvarado. Tonight, the Eaglettes would like to dedicate their performance to the managers for all their hard work and dedication to the team. They will now entertain you with a fun routine of Shake It Off. Take it away, ladies. Now, welcome to the field, the award-winning Cedar Creek Sound Marching Band. Creek Sound is under the field direction of drum majors Jasmine Rocha, Maya Cornelius, and Carlos Antivaros. This year's show is titled In Shining Armor and features the music by Brahms and Tchaikovsky. The band section of the week is the Front Ensemble. The band would like to thank Apache Hauling for providing the equipment transportation, our band boosters for always being there for our students. Please sit back and enjoy the show.
For your halftime entertainment tonight, we present to you the Akins High School Diamond Dazzlers, Sparkling Sapphires, and your Akins Eagle Band. Please put your hands together for our future diamonds, the participants of our Little Diamond Clinic, dancing alongside our leadership. The Diamond Dazzlers are under the direction of Allie Gates, Morgan Eddy, and Jordan Mark. The 2019-2020 military officers are Sergeant Haley Munoz, Lieutenants Micaiah Carter, Brooke Liu, Lauren Regalado Gutierrez, Kaya Sabana Gonzalez, and Luz Tapia Ojeda. Co-captains Willow Evelyn and Mackenzie Salazar, and Captain Sydney Hernandez. The 2019-2020 Sapphire Line Starters are Skylar Hahn, Rachel Cruz, Valeria Pena, and Natalie Smith. Social Officers Giselle Alejandrez Welch, Drea Rodriguez, Vanessa Torres, and Emily Villarreal. Vice President Loretzi Salvador, and Social President Diamond of the Week is Yuritsa Tronche. Spirit Diamond of the Week is Kathy Centeno. Rookie of the Week is Fatima Olivares. Officer of the Week is Willow Evelyn. Sapphire of the Week is Samantha Cortez. Tonight, the Diamonds will be performing a field jazz routine along with special guest performers, the Sparkling Sapphire JD Dance Team, to Feel It Still. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Akins High School is proud to present the big and bold Akins Eagle Band. The Eagle Band is under the field direction of head drum major Melita Wanirati and assistant drum majors Jillian Ibarbo and Johnny Moreno. The color guard captains are Jenna Thornton and Nina Vasquez. The Eagle Band would like you to join us in congratulating our section of the week, the saxophone section. Tonight, the Eagle Band's halftime show features the music of Astor Piazzolla and Arturo Marquez, with music arranged by Tim Hinton and drill designed by Stuart Schulman. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rhythm Study.
Well, welcome back to the broadcast as we get set for half number 2 as the Cedar Creek band, I believe that is, or is that the Akins band? That's the Akins band, excuse me, continues to finish up their show down there. About 5 minutes to go here at halftime, so we're going to come back on and give you a scoring update, also update you on everything else around the area tonight. Brad Tillery, Scotty Martin here up in the broadcast booth with you tonight on the SHN AISD Thursday night game of the week presented by Georgetown Jewelry. 13-12 your score. Cedar Creek leads Akins here at the half at Burger Stadium. Here's how the scoring went down It was nothing until about 4:18 to go in the first quarter when a 3-yard touchdown run by Ty Pruitt after a 77-yard pass from Pruitt to Fitzhugh. Pruitt's 3-yard run capped it off, making it 7-0 in favor of Cedar Creek. About 6 minutes later at 10:02 in the second quarter, the Akins Eagles would get on the scoreboard for the first time. A 30-yard pass from DeGilia to Antonio Lopez. The extra point was missed. 7-6 your score, Cedar Creek. Akins would take the lead just a few minutes later at the 5:16 mark of the second quarter. 13-yard pass, DeGilia to Lopez for the second time in the ball game. A missed 2-point conversion, though. 12-7 your score at that point. And then about a minute or so later, after a fumble recovery, Cedar Creek was able to get the ball at the Akins 26-yard line. First play after the fumble recovery, 26-yard strike from Pruitt to Livingston. That would be Javon Livingston down the sideline, making it 13-12. The extra point was blocked, and that was your score. Right before the half, Akins drove all the way down to about the 2-yard line, and honestly, some clock mismanagement there at the end of the half for Akins. They had 4th and 1 from the 2 with about 20-25 seconds to go and a timeout in their back pocket. Akins chose to let the clock run all the way down to 2 seconds and run one play, attempting a field goal. The field goal was blocked, and that is how the half ended as Akins trails Cedar Creek 13-12 here at Burger Stadium. Also wanted to update you on some scores from around the area tonight on the old scoreboard once it gets updated on my phone here. Here we go. Pflugerville on top of Leander. That game at the field in Pflugerville. Fourth quarter there, 21-13. That game can be seen on the SHN Sports Network here. So if you want to check that out, please feel free. Game in the fourth quarter, it's a bit of a struggle. Didn't see this coming. Vandergrift over Ellison, but only 14-0 in the fourth right now. Vandergrift, one of the better teams in the area. Corpus Christi Ray over Laredo LBJ, 27-12. That's in the third. In the third quarter as well, Vista Ridge leading one of my favorite nicknames in all of Texas high school football, the Killeen Kangaroos, 31-23 your score there. That in the third. A&M Consolidated 42-0 over Bryan right now. That's in the third quarter. And Bastrop 14-0 over Northeast College Prep, formerly known as Reagan. That's at the half up at Nelson Field. One other score to let you know, University 33, Travis nothing. On the NFL gridiron, first game of the season, season number 100 in the NFL tonight. Third quarter underway, Green Bay leads Chicago in the oldest rivalry in the National Football League. That game being played in the Windy City at Soldier Field, 7-3, Green Bay on top in a low-scoring affair. And I think there might be a few college games happening right now. We'll try to get the scoreboard up on those as we continue to move along here. About 1 minute and 45 seconds before we get to the second half of play here in this evening. And actually no college games on the schedule. They ceded it to the NFL for opening night. So, of course, two big college games in the country this week. Both of them teams from the state of Texas. Texas here in downtown taking on LSU. I'm sure the party has already begun as from what I've been told, hotels have been impossible to get downtown this weekend. I looked earlier today just out of curiosity. You couldn't get in the door this weekend for less than $400 down at DKR. So it's going to be a raucous atmosphere with game day here in downtown Austin. And then Texas A&M, the Aggies going on the road to try and avenge a 2-point loss to the defending national champions. They go into what some call Death Valley 2. Depends on which fan base you're asking. LSU and Clemson argue over what's the real Death Valley. Right. But Clemson will rub Howard's rock as they leave the locker room tomorrow and take the field, or Saturday rather, and take the field. Fun thing, at least for the fans locally, 2 separate times, the A&M game in the afternoon and then the Texas game that night. A&M may have to dodge a little bit of weather, not sure yet, with a hurricane actually going up through South Carolina. Yeah,
Dorian's it's wrecking havoc on the eastern seaboard there.
Of course, our thoughts are with everyone being affected by that right now as both teams get set to take the field for the second half of play. 13-12, Cedar Creek leads Akins. Back in just a minute with half number 2 from Burger Stadium in South Austin. Stick around with us here on SHN Sports.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at georgetownshirtcompany.com. If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
Back here at Burger Stadium, kickoff of half number 2 on the way. The Akins Eagles kicking off to the Cedar Creek Eagles. To start it, moving right to left, boot meets leather. We're back underway as number 10, Javon Livingston, will fumble it on the ground. Picked up at the 5-yard line, now across the 15. Livingston tackled at the 18-yard line, and that is where Cedar Creek will begin their first possession of the second half.
Really pretty good recovery by Javon Livingston. That could have been catastrophic for Cedar Creek.
Well, Scotty, your impressions of the first half, any adjustments you think both teams need to make?
I think Cedar Creek needs to run the ball a little bit more. I think they're relying too much on their pass, conversely, I think Cedar Creek needs to defend Akins' pass a little more. They've got to make some adjustments there because Akins has the ability to pick apart the secondary.
11:52 to go, just underway here in the third quarter of play as Cedar Creek takes the field. Ty Pruitt in at quarterback. He's been pretty sharp tonight for the Eagles. Dressed in the white uniforms, trimmed in blue. Turn around, handoff right up the middle, just as you called for it, but met at the line of scrimmage, and actually a loss of a yard there for Cedar Creek as the defensive line for Aiken just swallowed up Dominic Mojica whole.
So you'll see Cedar Creek do something in the second half, and I don't know why they do that, but they pretty much a zone read team the first half, and now you'll see they'll start doing some offset backs, changing up the formation, making it look a little different coming into the second half. A lot of the same plays, just out of a different formation.
Mojica behind Pruitt in the pistol. Second down and 11 here. Handoff to Mojica, and actually kept by Pruitt. And again, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe another loss of 2 on the play. That's good. Bring up 3rd and long.
So what the running does, even though it's not being very productive here, but it's physical, and it's going to wear out that defense a little bit. And that's kind of what will set up some of the bigger type screen plays and things later.
3rd down, 13 to go here for Cedar Creek on the opening possession of the second half. They lead it by a point. A blocked field goal at the end of the half kept Akins from taking the lead. Akins shows blitz. They pull off, moving to his left. Pruitt trying to find a man. He will throw. It is low and I believe caught, but it will be short of the first down by about 3 yards. Number 10, Javon Livingston, came up with the tackle, but good coverage there. All the deep options were taken away from Pruitt. And that's going to bring up 4th down and a 3-and-out. Good defensive stand by Akins to start the half.
Really good defensive stand. Good decision by him to not throw it away, get a few yards, help the punter, and help the field position a little bit.
So Cedar Creek to kick it away, Christian Diaz, the punter, See if they got a new returner back there. Nope. Still in for Akins is Robert Mallett. Good to see him back in the game. He was a little slow getting up earlier tonight. Kick on the way. High end over end. Looks like a backspinning kick. Mallett calling for the fair catch. This ball's going to check up. Better than a Tiger Woods 9-iron and stop right at the 46-yard line of Akins. They got great field position to start this drive.
They did. That's so hard for a young, high school type kicker to be able to kick. One kick is a knuckleball, and the next one's rolling forward, and this one, like you said, was just a perfect chip shot if you were trying to check up on the green.
First possession of the second half for Akins. Starting quarterback's gone the whole way. It is Rocco DeGilia back out there. We thought we'd see Quincy Welch at QB sometime tonight for Akins, but he has yet to take a snap.
I have not seen one.
Coaches said we might see him, but it has been DeGilia the whole way. 4 wide receiver set, 2 on each side for DeGilia with the running back Nathan Davis to his right. 3 down linemen for Cedar Creek. Fake handoff. DeGilia tries to go out the middle, and he is met and taken down for a loss. Looked to be Ian Flowers getting in on the tackle.
Yeah, now something completely changed there. Alfred Collins was actually lined up at nose now. If you'll look at that, they've got Latouf and Flowers on the edges, and they're going to try to get some pressure right up the middle with Collins.
And a little harder to run away from him if he's right in the middle of the defense.
It is.
Collins, of course, we've mentioned earlier tonight, the big recruit out of Cedar Creek, being recruited by Texas, Texas A&M, LSU, Alabama, Penn State, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and so many more. Rolling left to Delia. He will throw it short, and it is dropped right in the breadbasket of Lawrence Brown. He had several yards of space to turn around and go and just drop the football. Third down.
He did. So what I saw there is it took 3 offensive linemen, so the center and both guards, it took all 3 of them, and what that does is that frees up Flowers and Latouf to make a play man-on-man to try to set the edge. Alfred is just that big of a guy. And if you'll watch again, it's going to take the entire interior line of Akins to stop Alfred Collins.
Third down, 12 to go here for Akins. 4 wide receivers, 3 on the near side. DeGilia rolling left, now back to his right, looking for somewhere to go, being chased from behind, and he is sacked in the backfield. Ian Flowers was the first to get there and kind of corralled him, the quarterback DeGilia, back. And it appeared to be Logan Latouf getting the credit for the sack, but really Flowers the one to make that play happen.
He did, and again, but it's set up by Alfred Collins. You see all the center and both guards. So anytime you've got a 3-man defensive line and they're taking up 5 offensive linemen, that's going to free up some defenders.
It's a really, really good adjustment at the half there by the coaching staff.
Fantastic adjustment.
Fourth down, 16 to go here for Akins. Both teams go 3 and out to start the second half. The running back, Nathan Davis, also does the punting duties for the Akins Eagles. Low snap to him. He's going to try to run with this, and he will kick it away last second, and he's going to get a nice bounce down to about the 27-yard line. That ball was snapped low. The rush was coming. He started running away and then found just a smidgen of space to drop it and kick it.
Rugby-style kick, and just in the nick of time.
So what would have either been a loss of a few yards or maybe no gain goes for a punt of 32. It's a really big play there by Nathan Davis.
It was. It flipped field position back to Akins' favor.
So 1st and 10 from their own 28. Cedar Creek back with the football, 8:04 to go in the third quarter. Ty Pruitt in the shotgun. Hands it off up the middle to Mojica. Across the 30, out to the 33-yard line. First down run of 5 yards there for Dominic Mojica. 2nd and 5 now for Cedar Creek.
And that's kind of the bread and butter. That's what you want to see happen because it takes the pressure off of Pruitt to have to make a play now.
2nd and 5 as Cedar Creek stays in front of the chains here. One-on-one coverage on the near side. Instead, they hand off to Mojica again, and this time he is going nowhere. Drop back a couple of yards, losing 2. Akins actually came up with a football, but no credit on the fumble there. It appears Patrick Callahan and Sergio Ray were 2 of the men in there for Akins. 3rd down, 7 to go now. Ball on the near hash. Rolling left, Pruitt. Still rolling. Now throws deep. It is intercepted by Akins. I believe he came up with it. I didn't see the football.
I think he was
Or
going
is it
out of
drop?
bounds.
Oh, okay. So they're not going to call it incomplete. The ball was on the far side of the field. It looked like he had it in his hands, though, as he was coming down with it.
It did. I think he just came down out of bounds, not getting a touch inside. Great play by Robert Mallett.
Absolutely. Robert Mallett now drops back deep into punt coverage. Neither team getting the first down here. 3 possessions, 3 3-and-outs.
3 3-and-outs, yeah. They did what I thought they would do and come out kind of running the ball. They're going to try to wear down the Akins defense a little bit to set up some big plays.
7:01 to go here in the third quarter. There's the snap, kick away from Christian Diaz, a low line drive that'll bounce at the 50, and it gets a nice roll for Cedar Creek inside the 40 and down to the 38. And that's where Akins will take over.
Christian Diaz kick is down at the
Laundry on the field about the 45-yard line there.
I did not see that. It'll be block in the back against Cedar Creek. So I'd imagine Akins will take this at the end of the kick. And the field position just got a little bit better.
It's usually a hard penalty for the kicking team to get a block in the back.
Yeah.
What are you blocking?
I didn't think about it, but that's a really good point.
It's another one of those penalties that coach is going to come to tomorrow morning at video. Who were you blocking?
Well, it'll be 1st and 10. Akins gets an extra 10 yards after the penalty. Now have the ball near midfield at their own 48. See if somebody can get a first down now. 13-12, Cedar Creek clinging to a 1-point lead. DeGilia, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands off to Davis up the middle, little stutter step. Now over the right side, across the 50 and out to the 48-yard line. 4-yard pickup, 2nd and 6, but running inside now going to be a little bit tougher with the move to Collins at the nose.
It is, and it puts a mismatch. Again, 3-on-5, that frees up linebackers and safeties and rovers like Reggie Smith to make a play.
2nd down, 6 to go, almost halfway through this third quarter already.
A lot of running from Akins, though, to come out of the second. I think, again, these coaching staffs are almost on mirror images.
It's a warm one out here, 88 degrees tonight at Burger Stadium. Fake handoff, throw across the middle, low and outside to Caden Adam. Ball will fall incomplete. 3rd down and 6.
A good coverage by Reggie Smith. He's a very small 5'8", 195-pound linebacker, so he's almost safety corner size. Not really quite linebacker, but he's built like a bulldog.
3rd and 6 here for Akins inside Cedar Creek territory at the 48-yard line. 4 wide receivers back. Rush coming. Little screenplay over the middle. Incomplete. Ooh. What a read by Alfred Collins to fall back on the screenplay, and he nearly picked it off.
He sure did. Right at about the 50-yard line, and just a fantastic read by Alfred. And one thing I was going to say, we haven't seen Akins go back to the well as they did those first couple of possessions. They've got a mismatch at the wide receiver in height, but you have not seen them go back towards him.
I think one completion to Greg Borgeson since that first possession, where we saw one-on-one matchups twice on that first possession. They threw for 19, 20-yard gains.
Right, a clear mismatch, but something that's differently changed.
Well, another 3 and out here to start the second half. Both teams doing it twice. Here's the punt away. Davis gets this one off, an end-over-end kick. This is going to be short. He kicked it directly out of bounds, and we'll see what this nets out at, as the referee is walking back up the field, and it'll be spotted at the 37. So an 11-yard punt for Akins and Nathan Davis. And for Akins, that one hurts because you had a chance to pin Cedar Creek back a bit here with positive field position. Instead, they get pretty decent starting spot here.
You did. Kicking game in high school is so critical, and it's so hard. It's just not something that, is emphasized in the youth leagues, and it really should be.
13-12, Cedar Creek leads, back with the football. 3rd possession of the second half now. Halfway through the third quarter. Rolling right, Pruitt on the option. He's going to keep it up the middle across the 40. Rolling back outside to the 45, making a man miss, and out to the 47-yard line. Quarterback Ty Pruitt with the option keeper. and he will stay down on the near sideline. Coming up slowly. It will be a first down for Cedar Creek, so the first time the chains have moved here in the quarter for either team, but now your thoughts are with the starting quarterback.
A little bit of a horse collar type tackle. Not that he had him by the jersey, but he came down backwards on him.
He got ridden down from behind.
Right. It was not a dirty play whatsoever. He had him around the shoulder pads. It's just the way he come down on him. Tim Caldwell will be our backup quarterback, and he started JV all of last season. So he's a pretty experienced quarterback. He knows the system well. Should Ty not be able to proceed.
And the first time we've seen the true option all night long, too, here in the third quarter.
It usually comes out in the second half. We can run the option well. Again, Ty Pruitt played wide receiver last year. He is very skilled with the ball in his hand running, and he is not afraid to take a hit.
Pruitt up and being helped off the field. He got a long 53 and a third yard walk across the field to the other sideline here. We'll hope that he's okay. And here comes Tim Caldwell, the sophomore backup quarterback for Cedar Creek.
Yeah, and it will be enough for a first down. The referee was flagging for the chains to be moved.
Again, the first time that we've had a first down here in the second half. Remember, folks, the SHN AISD Thursday night game of the week presented by Georgetown Jewelry back on the air next week. We'll have Eastside Memorial taking on Juan Navarro live on the air at 7:30. Here's Tim Caldwell at quarterback. Claps for the snap, takes it, hands it off, a little bobbled snap and handoff to Mojica, but he's able to hold on to the football. Out to the 49-yard line he goes, pickup of 2 on first down.
They were in a good quarterback battle, Caldwell and Pruitt were, for a long time here in the offseason, so they are not afraid to let him throw the ball. Get him a little rhythm here, get him comfortable in the game, and he's a very good young player.
Caldwell with Mojica to his left. There's the snap. Fake handoff. Caldwell scrambling out to his left, looking to throw, and he will wisely just throw that one away. Being chased from behind there by Robert Mallett. And here comes 3rd and 8.
Very, very smart decision by a very young sophomore player to get rid of that ball. I don't like the way he was carrying the ball in his hands, and coach is probably going to clean that up a little bit.
Away from his body and very loose with the football there.
Correct. Your hands are not that big, kid. That's a very easy strip.
5:04 to go here in the third quarter. 3rd and 8 from their own 49 for the Cedar Creek Eagles. Akins looking to bring the heat. They do. Rolling left. Caldwell looking for a man. He will throw deep down the sideline and incomplete. An over-the-shoulder attempt at the catch of Javon Livingston, but a flag comes in on the throw and a potential flag against Akins here.
I don't know. I don't think it was pass interference, but I think they're going to get Akins for holding. And as I said, they were not afraid to let Caldwell throw the ball. He's got a nice little arm.
Yeah. Will be pass interference here against Akins.
Wow. Because the flag was thrown so far away from the ball, usually that's just a hold.
Well, we'll see if they announce who the number is on who they'll call it against. Call against number 11, Robert Mallett.
He's like me?
I actually don't think he was near the football.
No, I don't either.
I think it was actually against number 3, Greg Borgeson. That's who appeared to be out there near the ball.
Yeah, again, if they were going to call
actually, number 5, excuse me, Hong Tung.
If they were going to call, if it was a penalty for 11, it should have been maybe a defensive holding.
13-12, Cedar Creek marching, leading by a point. To the left, Pruitt back in the ball game. He throws far side. It's complete at the 30 and taken down at around the 27-yard line. Number 10, Javon Livingston.
Fitzhugh actually hindered that play a little bit because Fitzhugh was looking for a man to block, and Livingston run right smack into him.
2nd down and 1, starting quarterback Pruitt back in the ball game. 3 wide receivers on the near side, ball on the far hash on the left side. Handoff up the middle to Mojica. He's got a hole over the left side across the 15, down to about the 12-yard line he goes. First down for Cedar Creek as the Cedar Creek Eagles are marching here in the third quarter.
And if you saw the defensive lineman for Akins, very slow to get up. Again, this is that kind of let's beat them down a little bit offense. Let's tire them out, get ready for some big plays.
Pruitt looking to his sideline. Trying to get the play call in. Again, 3 wide receivers on the near side, 1 to the far. Little out nut route towards the end zone, and he goes. It is
Touchdown.
Caught. Touchdown, Payne Allen. A 22-yard strike from Ty Pruitt, and Cedar Creek expands the lead.
What a dime. He just dropped a dime right over Payne Allen's shoulder. Good coverage by the Aiken defender. Pruitt just put it where only Payne Allen could catch it. It was either going to be incomplete or touchdown, and a fantastic play by Payne Allen.
Well, a chance to go up 8 now for Cedar Creek as Shelby Morgan will attempt the extra point. He's already had 1 block tonight.
Yeah, watch the sneak here.
They will set it down. Kick is up. The kick is true. And with 3:54 to go here in the third quarter of play, Cedar Creek has expanded their lead. They lead it by 8, 20-18 or 20-12 over Akins. And if you're Akins, you got to start thinking about those extra points that you've missed. Well, first extra point on the actual field goal attempt, and then now the 2-point conversion play that didn't go anywhere.
You do. You're still only 1 score down. However, they have had tremendous difficulty converting on the extra points, like you just said. So I don't know that they're going to change a lot yet. We've still got a lot of time in the third. I really feel like Akins came out with the same game plan at Cedar Creek. Let's kind of wear them down a little bit. Let's get those legs feeling a little bit like jelly, and to set up the bigger type plays, the more explosive type plays. So we'll see if they come out in the same formations, the same kind of run. Hey, let's run a couple of downs, try to wear them down a little bit. However, I don't know if they counted on them moving Alfred Collins in the center. That changed the entire complexity of Akins' run game.
We'll see how Akins adjust again here on offense now, down to 8. By the way, for Ty Pruitt, 3rd touchdown of the night, 2 passing and 1 on the ground as well.
Yeah, he's a dynamic little player.
Second time that we've seen Cedar Creek run that out and up to the end zone as well. That time it worked on single coverage. And they've done it. They did it earlier tonight, just a little bit overthrown. It was a wide open receiver. This time they got it to work. But like you said, the coverage was there. It was just a really good throw.
It was.
Christian Diaz to kick it away here for Cedar Creek. Little low spinning kick, fielded around the 20-yard line. Picking it up, Hong Tung. He will come back up the middle. He's got a hole on the near side. He is out to the 25, around the 30, and out to the 32. And that is where Akins will start with 3:43 to go here in the third quarter.
A great return by Akins there. They had it set up perfectly. He only had a man or two to beat there on this side of the field. Did Akins. They're both Eagles.
Glad to have you along tonight from Burger Stadium here in South Austin, Texas. Say hello to Mr. Tony B. Back in Alabama listening tonight.
Awesome.
Watching us on the air. 4 wide receivers here, 2 on each side. Faking the handoff up the middle, and now going across. That ball is tipped at the line of scrimmage and caught by a lineman. First pass that we've seen from Quincy Welch tonight. Number 62. Diego Saldana came to the ballpark today just expecting to hit people. Instead, he's going in the books with a catch, 2-yard reception.
Sure is. An offensive play for the big man. I like it. Alfred Collins on the deflection.
Well, here is Quincy Welch, the junior quarterback, in for the first time. He will hand it off over the left side, and that one is stuffed immediately. Just nowhere to wiggle to for Nathan Davis. Here comes 3rd and 8.
Logan Latouf on the tackle here for Cedar Creek. Just a really stellar junior is Logan Latouf.
2:50 to go in the third quarter.
No gain on the play, brings up 3rd down and 8.
Cedar Creek expanding their lead to 8 points here. And a chance to get the ball back to their offense. 3rd and 8 with Quincy Welch at quarterback. Ball on the near hash mark. Snap back, Welch to throw quick. He will have a completion at the 40, but that ball will be short of the first down. Caden Adam came up with it. Ball was thrown behind him, and he's able to kind of bobble it and come up with the football. However, it was right between a couple of Cedar Creek defenders, and it brings up 4th and 2, and it sure looks like Akins is going to go for this. Now they bring on the punting unit.
Yeah, fantastic effort for him to on that out route to spin around and get that ball that was thrown definitely behind him.
Akins thought about going for this for just a brief second.
They did. They certainly did.
Clavin Clark back deep for Cedar Creek.
And I'm a little shocked here. I have not seen Ashton Figueroa receive a kick all night, and he ran one back 63 yards for a touchdown last week.
Snap is back. Davis kicks it away. A high end-over kick. This one's towards the other sideline and kicked out of bounds, so no chance for a return for Vin Clark. We'll see how far up the referee goes. He only spots it at the 30, so that will go for 29 yards officially in the books, but without giving a chance to return, it forces Cedar Creek to go 70 yards.
It does. Good, better punt for the kid on Akins, too. That last one, I think he
Nathan Davis, yeah?
Yeah, Nathan Davis. He just towed that last punt, but this one was a much better kick.
So 1st and 10 for Cedar Creek as Ty Pruitt sends some signals out to his receivers on the near side. Hands it off up the middle to Mojica, and he will pick up just about 1.5 yards on the play. 2nd and 8.
You know, in the past, Coach Edwards has been a little bit maybe taking a little heat for thinking that he gets conservative in the second half. And it's not that he's getting conservative. He's just wanting to wear down that defense.
Say hello to Ray Blackman, watching in from Sonora, Texas tonight. Glad to have you along.
Hey, Ray.
Snap back, rolling to his right. Pruitt looking downfield, trying to tuck it, gets away from another defender, and that should be a pass interference. It will be. Pass was intended for Zane Allen, and the defender kind of ran right through his back as the ball was on the way.
He did. He came right over Allen's back, and that will definitely be a PI.
Really good coverage for most.
But he's really not all that big a kid.
He kind of just lowered his shoulders there and went after people.
He does. He runs like he's a big bruising type back.
It will be unsportsmanlike conduct against Akins, so a pickup of 10 on the play and another 15 on the penalty. Ball, instead of being at the 49-yard line, will truck all the way down to the 34, so Cedar Creek moving well, a drive that started at their own 30.
Yeah, mental penalties. I don't know if you watch Hard Knocks, but Gruden was talking about it the other night. Penalties before the play and after the play are just brutal.
24 seconds to go in the third quarter. Pruitt takes the snap, rolling left this time. Will throw towards the sideline, a little bit too wide. Intended for Javon Livingston, 2nd down.
He may have rushed that one just a hair. He had a nice pocket. The pocket rolled, moved with him left. He was in no danger of getting sacked or tackled there. He probably just rushed that a little. And a fantastic job by the offensive line. Moving a pocket is for a high school kid is so difficult to teach. So fantastic job.
2nd and 10 here. Hand off to Mojica over the right side. Breaks a tackle out across the 30. And he'll be taken down there. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. 12 minutes to go here at Burger Stadium in South Austin. We got a good one. Cedar Creek driving. They lead it by 8 over Akins, 20-12. Back with the fourth quarter on the SHN AISD Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
So the final quarter of play here at Burger Stadium in South Austin. Cedar Creek leads it 20-12 over Akins. As we have a good one brewing tonight, a fourth quarter ball game. Cedar Creek took the lead just before the half. 13-12 was the score coming out of the locker rooms. And then a touchdown in the third quarter, the only scoring of the frame, after both teams went 3 and out several times to start the third quarter of play. 22-yard touchdown pass from Ty Pruitt to Payne Allen, Pruitt's second touchdown pass of the game. He also has one on the ground. And that is where we stand with 12 minutes left to go. Cedar Creek with the football. as Pruitt is in at QB once again. Mojica to his left. He will hand it to Mojica up the middle, and he is sandwiched in the backfield on 3rd and 5, just getting back to the line of scrimmage. And it brings up an interesting 4th down call here for Cedar Creek.
It is interesting. I'm pretty sure they're going to go for it. The kicking advantage is more than likely going to be a touchback, so that doesn't net them enough yards. So I'm pretty sure, as they are showing, they're going for it.
Here we go, 4th and 5 for Cedar Creek. Big play for the Akins defense. As they try to keep it a 1-score game. Pruitt rolling left, throws. He's got a man. It is complete, breaking a tackle across the 15 to the 10, out to the 5. Touchdown, Cedar Creek. Javon Livingston on 4th and 5 takes it 30 yards. 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Ty Pruitt. 2nd time he's found Livingston for a score. And the Cedar Creek Eagles now lead it by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, as soon as he broke that tackle, Javon Livingston, there was no doubt because he is super.
Played very well. Well, here we go. They've moved. Cedar Creek has Alfred Collins back onto the defensive end position, but they rush him up the middle on a little stunt play. Getting away from it is Welch, and he throws it out to his receiver, but incomplete off the hands of Caden Adam.
Yeah, Alfred just picked the wrong player there. That could have been a tackle for loss. He went after the the running back rather than the quarterback. But they went to a dime formation, did Cedar Creek. So now they went to 4 linemen, 1 backer there on that play.
Here they line Williams back up, Collins back up over the nose of the football. Last time on the end, but trying to free him up on the stunt play, and it worked very well.
Correct. Yep. And they only showed 1 backer at the time. Like I said, they were a dime. Now they've gone back to their base.
2 wide receivers on each side for Akins here. Fake handoff. Collins in the backfield. Spins down Quincy Welch. A big sack for Alfred Collins. A loss of 5 on the play. Here comes 3rd and 15.
And now you see why he's being recruited by every college in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just a different type of athlete, and I hope you – and luckily, a lot of times you get to hear me call Alfred, but now you're because of the SHN Network, you get to see what I'm talking about week in and week out.
He's big. He's quick off the line. It's a different kind of player out there, and you could tell when you see these kinds of athletes. I called the game last year in the playoffs with Shadow Creek, who went all the way to the state finals in 5A. And on their defense alone, they had 6 players with a Division I offer, and just how fast they were. Here's 3rd and 15 on the way. Welch dancing around in the backfield, trying to scramble out to the left, being chased by Collins across the 20 to the 25. He is hit late, and that's going to be a 1st down for Akins. Looked like Cade Edwards hit Welch about 2 steps too late, would have brought up 4th and 8. Instead, it's going to be a 1st down.
Yeah, and he's very upset with himself. He knows better. He's a coach's kid. He's probably the smartest player on the field, and that was unnecessary because they had run him down and were going to set up a 3rd down and long.
I mentioned the game I called last year with Shadow Creek in the playoffs. They won a playoff game that we did with Georgetown, 36-7, and tells you how much talent they had on the field. Overcame 16 penalties in that ball game.
Oh, wow.
And still won by 29. They were just one of the fastest teams I have ever seen at this level of football. 27-12 here. Cedar Creek leads Akins, but Akins gets a break on the big penalty there to bring up 1st down for them now at the 42-yard line. Welch throws far side. It is incomplete. Running back Nathan Davis just didn't have his head turned around in time. He had room to run.
He did not, and he was being that's lost completely. Josh Garza was there and was tracking him down pretty quickly for Eagles. Here's what I can tell you about Cade Edwards, though. Coach won't have to tell him a thing about that penalty. He will self-inflict his own punishment on that. That's the kind of kid Cade is.
10:21 to go here in the 4th quarter of play. Fake the handoff. No, they do give it away to Nathan Davis over the left side. He tried to dance out of a tackle, but could not get anywhere with it. Back to the line of scrimmage he goes. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
It was Cade Edwards on the stop. So last year, Cade was plays. He's also our deep snapper, and he had snapped one over the punter's head. I think he made himself do 100 push-ups just for that play. So he's self-disciplined very well.
I don't do 100 push-ups in a year.
Me either.
Here's 3rd and 10 on the way. Welch, and time is, the play is blown dead there. Poor gentleman who was having to get up trying to block Collins on the play. Collins pancake block someone from the defensive line.
I was just about to say that. Typically, it's the offensive line that we're saying, hey, that's a pancake block. Well, Africa just got one on D-line.
Well, here comes 3rd and 15 now for Akins. Ball at the far hash mark. I think you're right. You called it right at the beginning of the second half, but the move to Collins inside has really changed the way this game is being played for Akins offensively. I think it slowed them down just immensely. Here's the snap to Welch. He will throw across the middle. It is incomplete. That was a well-placed football for Caden Adam. It was thrown into traffic, but actually on the backside of Adam, away from the defender, at least give him a chance.
It did. But it was Clavin Clark got his hand on it. I think that would have been a completion had he not turned around and got his hand on it. But so what you just alluded to, it's taken 5 or 6 Akins players to stop 3 rushing Eagles players. They're both Eagles. Cedar Creek players, and that is freeing up the defenders to make one-on-one plays.
Should have a substitution violation here against Akins on the pre-snap penalty. So that brings up 4th and 20 now with 9:43 to go in the fourth quarter.
So what the most frustrating thing about Alfred playing against him would be is that after he bulldozes you, he helps you up. And that's the most frustrating part because he's such a good kid. He's good grades. He's well-mannered, and he will just destroy you and then help you up and pat you on the butt.
Snap away, high snap, kicked well by Nathan Davis. End over and kick, fielded at the 35. Across the 40 to the 45-yard line, and down at the 46 is Clavin Clark. And that is where Cedar Creek will take over with 9:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Let's get you some score updates real quick from around the area. Vandergrift leading Ellison 16-0. That's in the fourth quarter. No one has scored on Vandergrift just yet. They pitched a shutout last week of Cedar Park.
Wow.
The Killeen Kangaroos in the fourth trail Vista Ridge 51-29 up in the Cedar Park area. Bastrop shutting out the formerly known as Reagan Raiders 17-0. They're still Reagan on every scoreboard you see around here, even though they are Northeast College Prep. University over Travis 33-7 in the fourth, and a final at the field. Pflugerville beat Leander 27-20 here on the SHN Sports Network. Pruitt back to pass. He was looking for the quick bubble screen. Now going out to his right, and he'll just wisely throw it away. It looked like Colton Fitzhugh wasn't ready or paying attention looking for that bubble screen pass.
He wasn't. And so it made Pruitt kind of shuffle there a little bit, and it looked like he almost broke that the linebacker's leg because I don't think he was ready for that either. That start-stop, it was –
Well, 27-12, Cedar Creek leads Akins. 9:20 to go here in the fourth quarter of play on the AISD Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, presented by Georgetown Jewelry here in the Rob Hip Insurance fourth quarter. Here's the snap to Pruitt. Drops back, now scrambling out to his right, being chased by several defenders, and again he will just throw this one away. I don't know if that got back to the line of scrimmage or not. It was really close.
It was, very, very close, but another smart play. Now, what he didn't do good, though, is he should have stepped up into the pocket there. He didn't have to roll that far back. And that's typical of a young quarterback. The first thing to do is fight or flight, your flight. And really what you need to do is you need to step up inside of your bubble there and then try to escape moving forward.
Just his second start. .13 on the play clock, 3rd and 10. Pruitt takes the snap, screenplay set up. They've got it set over the middle on the bubble screen to Colton Fitzhugh, but credit the Akins defensive line for hustling back and shutting that one down because there were blockers out front for Fitzhugh if he could have gotten his feet on the ground and going.
There were, and he drugged 3 Akins defenders. Second effort brought that ball up to about the 2 or 3 yard shy, and I think they're probably going to go for it.
4th and 3 from the Akins 46. If Cedar Creek can score on this drive, you would think that's the back-breaking score in the ball game. Still a 2-touchdown game right now. So Akins with a stop and a quick score still in this thing.
We thought that at Bastrop last year too, and we were wrong.
4th and 3, fake handoff, Pruitt up the middle. He's taken down in the backfield, and Akins gets a huge stop to stay alive.
Yeah, big stop by Akins there, and I'm not 100% agreeing with that call. We should have probably punted there and tried to pin them back deep. on that play, I think that might have been a gamble. But we are 2 scores up, and we know what our defense has been doing here this second. I say we again, I apologize. Cedar Creek knows what their defense is capable of and has been doing this second half.
If you're just tuning in, my name's Brad Tillery. Scotty Martin here on the color with us. Scotty typically does play-by-play for Cedar Creek, so a little understandable where he's coming from. Myself, well, I tend to call a little bit of everybody. So
yes, yeah. I don't mean to sound homered, but
it's understandable. Back to pass. Welch finds a man across the 50, down to the 47. Ball is dropped. They will rule it incomplete. It was intended for Greg Borgeson. It was a good throw by Welch. Borgeson just couldn't hang on.
It was. Latouf and Kate Edwards on the coverage there.
By the way, you can hear Scotty Martin and the Cedar Creek Eagles the rest of the way this season here on SHN Sports. So make sure you hit that subscribe button on SHN while you're listening in on YouTube tonight and watching in. Games all over the network all season long. Tomorrow night, Gerald's on the network, Hutto, Georgetown. And I'm sure I'm missing others off the top of my head, but I'm just trying to run quickly off the top of my head as we get to Eastview's tomorrow night, 2nd and 10 here. Handoff up the middle to Nathan Davis, and Alfred Collins says, "You, sir, will stay right here." 3rd and 10 on the way. And then also tomorrow night, don't forget, SHN Football Friday begins at 6 o'clock. That will go all the way to midnight. A studio show that keeps you updated on action from around the area, live drop-ins to games. Stephen Strong and Justin Simmons there at the SHN Sports Studio. They'll be doing that for you all night long tomorrow. As 3rd and 10 on the way, the rush coming, and Welch will be taken down in the backfield. Cade Edwards on the blitz from the linebacker position. 3rd and 10 now becomes 4th and 13 with 7:34 to go, and Akins will decide to punt this away.
Yep, Cade Edwards on the blitz and the sack for a loss there. And you know the beautiful thing, you were just talking about the Friday night SHN Sports. It stays going so late that if you're like me, when you get to your car after your game that you're watching, it's nice to be able to turn it on and listen on the way home.
I actually had time last week to drive home from the Georgetown game back to Cedar Park and then make a phone call into the show and do some analysis as this kick is high and fielded by Clavin Clark. Makes a man miss across the 30 down the sideline. Hit hard, but the ball bounces out of bounds. That was a solid lick, and there is a late flag thrown around the 40 where the hit was made.
Yeah, he was very much out of bounds when that hit, but that was an incredible hit by the Akins defender there.
Hit him right in the chest, but
he did.
Just too late.
He did, but it was definitely in the white of the sidelines.
By the way, also on the network this coming Saturday, the Southwestern University Pirates will kick off their 2019 season. Nope. There is no flag. They will say the hit was inbounds. So no flag there. Southwestern on the road at Sewanee over in Tennessee. And our man Carl Schoening up here in the booth with us tonight, running the board and the camera. He will be on play-by-play this coming Saturday from Tennessee. Sewanee, also known as the University of the South. Mm-hmm. Beautiful setting there.
Yeah. Highly recommend that series that they had on the SEC Network if you hadn't seen it. Interesting story.
27-12, Cedar Creek leads Akins. Cedar Creek back with the football, looking to bleed some clock with 6:58 to go in the 4th. Fake handoff, they will throw. It is complete on the short pass. Pickup of 3, Colton Fitzhugh with the catch. Ball out to the 45.
Yeah, if you notice, we use our slot receivers much more than we use our outs, our wide outs. So it's our passing game is kind of geared to that slot receiver.
A little surprised to see Cedar Creek come out throwing, though. Up 15 with just over 6 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yeah, unless you went to school with Mike Leach and he throws on every day.
Gotta love the Pirate.
A short pass is as good as a short run, he says.
2nd down, 7 to go. Ty Pruitt steps up, scrambling to his right, motioning for his man to go deep. He will throw long. He's got a man at the 20. It's caught. Down the sideline to the 5. Touchdown, Cedar Creek. Javon Livingston for the 3rd time tonight. This one goes for 55 yards.
What an incredible play. And this is, we just spoke about this a few series ago where Pruitt was running backwards. This time under pressure, he steps up into the pocket. He gives his receiver time to get deep, and he just hits Livingston over the shoulder and let Livingston's speed do the rest.
Great throw there by Pruitt on the long touchdown pass. It was improvised. He actually motioned for Livingston to go deep. He had him behind the defenders and recognized it and then just led him to the football.
They're going to wave that flag off, too. Apparently there was a little flag on the play, but they picked it back up and waved it off as well.
That is Pruitt's 4th touchdown pass of the night, 5th overall. He has one on the ground as well for Livingston, his 3rd touchdown catch of the ball game. Extra point due here for Christian Diaz. It is up. It is good. And your new score, with 6:06 to go in the ball game, the Cedar Creek Eagles lead Akins 34-12.
I thought it was going to be a close game. The second half adjustments by the Cedar Creek coaching staff has been just phenomenal. It was a dogfight that first half, and Cedar Creek has really opened it up the second half.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes at the high school level, you don't get stats put in front of you. It's really hard to keep up. I would love to know how many yards Akins has here in the second half, because I can't imagine it's that much. They've just struggled to move the football, especially after Collins got moved inside. Just changed the entire game.
Well, not only Collins being moved, but also they took out their starting quarterback, who played really phenomenally the first half. And I'm not understanding that. I don't know if it's maybe a discipline action. I don't know what the case may be.
I see him standing on the sideline, so he's still down there.
He is.
Yeah. And we were told before the game, I was told Quincy Welch would play tonight.
Sure.
Just surprising at the time. They brought him in. It was still, I think, a 1-point game when he first got into the ball game.
It was, and he has not been able to get anything moving for Akins.
34-12, Cedar Creek leads Akins, looking for some revenge after last year's 10-point defeat back in Bastrop.
They are. And we kind of knew going into this season that this may be our best chance to make a playoff run. We've got more seniors than we've ever had. We've got 10 returning starters on defense. So I'm very excited to see this.
Kick on the way from the kickoff, and it is caught at the 15-yard line, going back the other way. Akins across the 25, tackled at the 27 there. Looked to be number 48 with the return, Nico Mejia. Okay, let me be 88, excuse me. That is 88. Jaden Williams with the return, the sophomore. Exactly 6 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, with Cedar Creek up 22. Looking at the Cedar Creek schedule the rest of the way, one more game before they head into district play. Fredericksburg comes to town to Bastrop next week. But, 2 weeks after that, you got first Brenham, the first game in the district, and then really the big rivalry game against Bastrop. And that's a game that we talked about last year at the beginning of the broadcast. That game kept Cedar Creek from the playoffs as the handoff goes over the left side. The first time we've seen Darius Peters tonight. He has tackled the backfield for a loss of 1. 2nd and 11. Bastrop edged out Cedar Creek. They had the same record in district play last year, but a 29-28 victory for Bastrop in that rivalry game. The difference between Cedar Creek going to the playoffs and not going to the playoffs.
It was, and that was the most frustrating part of last season. Is we took care of the teams we needed to take care of. We beat Brenham, and then we didn't take care of the ball and take care of ourselves against Bastrop. So that loss hurt deeper than any loss ever.
4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Fake handoff. Welch will throw. He's got a man that's caught across the 35 out to the 40, and a first down for Akins. One of their best plays here in the second half, as Welch was able to find Borgeson. 5:11 to go here in the ball game. 1st and 10 from the 41.
That's the first time we've called Borgeson since about late in the first quarter. We talked about the mismatch. He's definitely a head taller than the Cedar Creek defender.
Akins going hurry up. Welch still in at quarterback. He will hand off over the left side to Peters, and Peters picks up about half a yard on first down. Looking at the Akins schedule moving forward, they start District 6A, or 6A District 25 play next week. And they get a rude awakening as far as the first 2 games in district play. They travel to Westlake next week to start it off. Lake Travis comes down here to Burger Stadium a week later. And then it starts to ease up a little bit. Del Valley, Hayes, Anderson, Bowie, Austin, and Lehman. You imagine, and this is the thing about that district, as the throw near side, Borgeson catches around the 45, pushes away across the 50, a first down, as he gets right to the sticks, maybe a half a yard short, actually, where they're going to officially mark it. 3rd and 1. That's the tough thing about 6A District 25. You have 9 teams in this district, and you can pretty much assure 2 playoff spots are gone every year with Westlake and Lake Travis in there.
Right. To me, that's probably the toughest division in Central Texas, in my opinion. Because if you're thinking that Bowie and Hayes and Del Valley is a walkover, they're not.
There's a sack of Welch. Really, really good job on the corner blitz there from number 33, Reggie Smith coming in off of there. Actually a linebacker, but coming in off the corner. And that'll bring up 4th and 7.
Yeah, he plays that rover position. We talked about that a little bit earlier. He's not really linebacker size, but he's also not really safety height. So he kind of plays that rover back. So he will blitz a lot, and he does play coverage a lot.
You were talking about the 6A 25 district, how tough it is.
Yeah, no, most definitely. So if you think Del Valley has been well put together here these last couple of years, Hayes is always a perennial playoff team, and Bowie, of course, is a perennial playoff team. So to me, that district is the toughest district in Central Texas.
There is a pass near side intended for Borgeson, incomplete. And that will be a turnover on downs. And you'll imagine the ball game. Cedar Creek up 22 with 3:10 to go in the game.
Yeah, it should be ground and pound here, run the clock. How many timeouts does the Akins
Each
have?
team has 3 timeouts.
They both got all the timeouts. So they can't just run the clock down. They're going to have to move the ball a couple of first downs anyways. If Akins decides to try to take it and stay in it, being down 22.
See how Cedar Creek decides to go after this when the backup quarterback Tim Caldwell back out there for the second time tonight.
As are the backup running backs now.
Yeah, it looks like Cedar Creek's just going to try to get some work in and go on back to Bastrop with a victory tonight. Handoff over the right side to Chris Freeman, and Freeman pushes his way down to the 42.
Chris Freeman on the carry for Cedar Creek.
So I'm not 100,000% sure on this, but this may be the first back-to-back wins for Cedar Creek in their existence, opening 2 games.
Yeah, Cedar Creek, a school, they won 4 games last year, but the 3 previous seasons had gone 1-9 every season.
I just can't remember because we played Akins' second game last year and lost, so this may be our first back-to-back 2-0 start for sure.
John Edwards, a really interesting story as there's the handoff again over the middle to Chris Freeman. Pick up of 1 there. Goes back to his hometown. He's a Bastrop alum. Took over a struggling Cedar Creek program that, I mean, quite frankly, had just no success on the football gridiron since their existence. But he's starting to build a program. 4-6 last year, just missing out on the playoffs. And here this year, they look like a really good contender in District or 5A Division II, District 13.
Yeah, I was an honored guest of SHN's Wednesday Gridiron show 2 weeks ago, and I talked a little bit about Coach Edwards. And it's the first time we've had that kind of continuity in the community where we went through three coaches in a matter of 4 years to start the existence.
Handoff on the sweep play over the right side. Davin Winston turns it upfield, picks up a first down as he gets all the way out to the 31-yard line. First time we've called his name tonight. 1:45 to go in the ballgame.
And so that makes it very hard as a community because when you've got these different coaches coming in at the high school level, that means the junior highs have to change. The youth leagues have to change. So having that continuity, for the last 5 years under Coach Edwards, it's paying dividends all the way through the athletic department.
And you said the participation rates have gone way up as well.
It has. We had 2 years ago, I believe, 2 seniors, maybe 3. And now we're up to 16 seniors. More kids are staying in the program longer, less discipline issues. Those first couple of years for Coach Edwards were just a tough road to hoe. We had it was a very undisciplined team. It was a very young team. We had kids quitting halfway through the season. That stopped last year. We didn't have any of that. And kudos to some leaders on the team like the Alfred Collins, like the Cade Edwards, like the Dominique Mojica on offense, who was a starting running back for us last year. They self-discipline that team. Those guys do a lot of that discipline inside that locker room.
Second down after the handoff to Davin Winston, and Cedar Creek will go into the prettiest formation in football, victory formation out of the shotgun here with a minute to go. And taking the knee, Ty Pruitt comes back in to take the final 2 snaps. And 5A Division II Cedar Creek will come into Austin and take down 6A Akins tonight by a score of 34-12. Just an impressive football game from the Cedar Creek Eagles. Remember, folks, this game was 13-12 at the half.
It was. I was just about to say that. It was really a phenomenal second half for Cedar Creek. They stayed in it. We talked about battling between the 20s and the 20s all the first half. Both offenses were doing very well, and then a few critical stops. But turnovers really is what kept Cedar Creek in this game in the first half.
Final snap of the ball game. Pruitt takes it, takes the knee, and that will do it from Burger Stadium tonight. Cedar Creek comes down from Bastrop and takes down 6A Akins by a final score of 34-12 here on the SHN Sports AISD Game of the Week, brought to you by our friends at Georgetown Jewelry. Let's quickly tell you how all the action unfolded tonight and wrap it up here from Burger Stadium. In the first quarter, Cedar Creek took the lead after a 77-yard pass from Pruitt to Colton Fitzhugh. It was Ty Pruitt, the quarterback, taking it in on his own for a 3-yard touchdown run. 7-0 your score in the first quarter. In the second quarter, at the 10:02 mark, Akins was able to get on the board. A 30-yard strike from the quarterback Rocco DeGilia to Antonio Lopez. The extra point was missed, 7-6 at that point in the second. Akins would take their only lead of the ball game just a few minutes later. A TD pass, 13 yards from DeGilia to Lopez. Second time they hooked up in the ball game. 2-point conversion was missed, and it was 12-7 at that point. But a minute and a half later, after Akins got a stop, they would get the ball back, but Cedar Creek forced a fumble. Fumble was recovered at the 26-yard line of Akins. The very next play, Pruitt found Javon Livingston for their first of 3 touchdown hookups in the ball game. This one a 26-yard pass down the far sideline. The extra point was blocked, 13-12 at that point. And then right at the end of the half, Akins really struggled with some clock management. They decided to settle for a field goal from about a 19-20-yard field goal, I think is what it was. That field goal was blocked, and so we went into the locker room 13-12. Cedar Creek thinking, man, we got a barn burner here tonight. But in the second half, Cedar Creek really made some great defensive adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. Alfred Collins, the all-world defensive end, was moved inside to the nose tackle position, and that really opened up the rest of the defense to cause some havoc. Collins still caused havoc on his own as well on the defensive side, and Cedar Creek took over from there. Took a little while. Both teams traded 3 and outs for a few possessions before Ty Pruitt found a 22-yard strike to Payne Allen over the shoulder on the pass. Second touchdown pass of the ball game for Pruitt. That point, it made it 20-12. Just a few minutes later, at the start of the fourth quarter, Pruitt on 4th and 5 finds Livingston for the second time of the ball game for a touchdown. A 30-yard strike over the middle. Livingston caught it around the 20 and then took it the rest of the way. And that made it 27-12. And third touchdown pass of the night at that point for Pruitt. And then he would add a final touchdown pass, this one to Livingston one more time. A 55-yard hookup on a broken play. Rolling out to his right, Pruitt just motioned to Livingston to go deep. Found him. And 55 yards later, he was hitting pay dirt for the third touchdown reception of the game for Javon Livingston. 4 touchdown passes on the night for Pruitt, 1 on the ground. And your final score here at Burger Stadium, the Cedar Creek Eagles take down the Aiken Eagles by a final count of 34-12. One final thing. Also, real quick, we'll run down the scoreboard one last time before we get out of here tonight. Vandergrift on top of Ellison, that in the fourth quarter still, 16-0, just waiting on the final there. Let's see here. Bastrop beats the formerly known as Reagan Raiders, now Northeast High School, 24-0, pitching a shutout. University over Travis, 54-7. Pflugerville tops Leander, 27-20. Up at the field in Pflugerville, Corpus Christi Ray beats Laredo LBJ, 34-12. Vista Ridge, 51. Killeen, 29. A&M consolidated over Bryan, 49-7. Scotty, your final thoughts tonight?
Just a really surprising game. I kind of anticipated it to be a little bit of a dogfight, and Cedar Creek's adjustments in the second half were just phenomenal and just outstanding coaching there. And Ty Pruitt, I mean, he's got to get a nod for Player of the Week when we do our voting.
Might have to be co-player of the week with him and Livingston hooking up so many times.
Right, very true, very true. I mean, it's just an outstanding play by the second-time starter in Ty Pruitt, and kudos to Akins. They did everything they could in the first half. I don't know why they changed quarterbacks midstream. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea, but whatever it was, I think they may want to have that one back.
Well, Mr. Martin, it's a pleasure working with you for the first time.
My pleasure.
Enjoyed it a lot.
Thank y'all for having me up here. I appreciate it a lot. For
Carl Schoening running the booth and the camera tonight, doing everything to make us sure we sound pretty and everything looks good on the radio or on the air. We thank his efforts up here. And Scotty Martin on the color. I'm Brad Tillery saying good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the AISD SHN Thursday night Game of the Week presented by Georgetown Jewelry. your final score from Burger Stadium in South Austin one final time. The Cedar Creek Eagles top Akins by a score of 34-12. Back at it again next Thursday night. Eastside Memorial takes on Juan Navarro right here on the network. Join us for the AISD Thursday night game of the week next week. Also action all across the network tomorrow night as well. Gerald on the air, Hutto, Georgetown, Eastview, Malakoff up in the Dallas area, many more. Plus, don't forget SHN Football Friday, a 6-hour broadcast, live drop-ins, analysis, anything you can imagine, all on the air on the network tomorrow night. If you're still with us on that YouTube, make sure you go hit that subscribe button right now. You get the alert every time we go live. For everyone involved with the SHN Sports Network, I'm Brad Tillery saying good night, everyone. Stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you across